Hello, everybody. It's just a little after 1 o'clock here. Sorry, getting a little bit of a slow start. I was trying to figure out what's going on with sound. I've had to adjust sound on the game I was playing the other day, Don't Starve, which was a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to play that some more. It's brand new for me, but apparently other people have been playing it. And one of thanks to some of the new followers that I got here the other day too, which includes the boss, and he was giving me a lot of neat hints. For this Thanksgiving holiday weekend here, I'm just trying to finish up the seeding of this field, and I'm really kind of short on equipment. I'd like to have a bigger piece of equipment here for this seeder planter. But one of the problems for that was that some of the bigger seeders don't automatically fertilize. So the whole idea is to try and cut down on the number of passes that I have to make here. Pardon me. I'm having a lot of congestion today. I don't really know why, so apologize for the breaks there. And one of the things I did for this little guy right here is they have a front cultivator. And so I would throw the front cultivator on it and run the seeder fertilizer behind it, but you can see that this is such a narrow little, this is like, it's 3 meters, I think it is. And look at this huge field that I've had to do with this. It's just taken forever to get this field planted. And originally with this, I got tired of that cultivator situation there. I was looking at getting me another another planter seeder that would give me a wider base, because I've got a cultivator that's quite a bit wider right now. So I went and I sold the front cultivator on this, and was out looking at, and actually sold the seeder planter. This one's leased right now because I sold it before I was looking up equipment. Okay, don't do that. Look up what you want to buy first as far as a replacement. I always do stuff like this, and it's like, second thought, right? So, so I sold both of those pieces of equipment. Then I was out there looking and going, I'm not really happy with any of this stuff, because either I've got to follow up with a fertilizer after this, and I have a nice fertilizer. I'm using those slurry tanks. Matter of fact, I have 2 slurry tanks, but I don't have enough tractors to pull everything. So it's like I need a tractor to do the cultivator, so I can follow it along with the seeder, so I can follow it along with a fertilizer. In the meantime, I got to have a tractor for some tippers, to haul, grab seed and haul it around or sell it or whatever it is I'm going to be doing with the product. And then I think I need, another tractor just for the sake of it. Well, I only got 3 tractors right now, and I need 5 to do everything I want to do, and I need some other stuff too. So that's partly what this is about today. Is as soon as this finishes this last stripe here, I can go ahead and push everything ahead and push time up on it, and then the fields will start popping at that point. So, and I've got quite a few fields here. So if we go out and take a look at the big map, I've managed to acquire quite a few. You can see I've got the 12, 14, and 15 that we start with. I bought 19. I have 11 over there by where the sheep are. If we go down south, I own 22, 23, 24, and we're finishing off 26 right now. So yeah, I've been putting my money into the fields because I figured I could turn them over a little bit quicker to get the money. It was kind of a way for me to get money quickly, as opposed to trying to invest into, silage equipment, because, I understand, I haven't done this yet, but I understand that they've seriously, crippled the cash flow of silage. Everyone complains about it. So I figure, I can get into some silage, but then I got to buy equipment for that, which means I need to have another tractor, plus the mowers, plus whatever it is else it is that I need to haul that. I guess all I really need to do is just pick up the grass at that point, and haul it in. Of course, if I get what I really want as far as mower, then I need to be able to windrow that as well. Otherwise, it takes forever. So that's another tractor. Hey, boss, how you doing? Good to see you here today. Yeah, I just was talking about what we're doing today. I'm starting off here with this is my marathon day, by the way. Okay, so the last Saturday of the month, I always try to do a little bit of a marathon. So we're going to start out with a little bit of Farming Simulator. I'm going to move into Planet Coaster later on, and then I was thinking later I would go ahead and try to get back into Don't Starve there. And I did mention you at the beginning of the stream, thanking you for all your help in Don't Starve here the other day. So again, I appreciate those tips and stuff. Do you play Farming Simulator at all? All right, he thinks he's done. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff there. I'm going to let that go. And so I should have all of my, everything is growing now, which is kind of good and bad. That also means I probably got to get out and fertilize a lot of stuff. So fortunately I got 2 tractors that can do that. So let me go ahead and put this down and get this going back home here. So get my pedals in place. Never played these games. Oh, okay. All right. What about Planet Coaster? You ever play that one? I guess I have the brights on. There we go. Okay. Whoa! I don't really know what caused that. I've been running into some little bit of bumps here with some of these, some of this equipment here. Oh, Talking Tohi, thank you so much for hosting. I appreciate that. So, always, I can use all the help I can get here. So, so yeah, got me. I managed to upgrade some of the equipment, so you know I'm not running it at a slow 26 miles an hour on this stuff. This guy can get up to 45, and then I've got another tractor, it's a little bit more powerful. He can get up to 37 miles per hour. And so this is my farm over here, and getting ready to drop off some of the equipment. And I guess I can go ahead and speed the time up now. I want to kind of see what my fertilization is, though. I've got it set here. This particular version, 15 didn't do this, but 17, which is the newest version, just came out. Well, you know, in the last week or two. What was it, 17th? I think it was. Yeah, 17th. So about a week ago or so. And it used to be if you fertilize a field, you only fertilize it once. Oh, thanks, boss. Appreciate that. Oh, you haven't played that either? Well, you know, if you're around a little bit later, I don't know if you can be around a little bit later, but I'm planning around 5 o'clock or so. You know, I'm going to do 3 hours of this and then take a little break, and then around 4:30, 5 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to start up some Planet Coaster and show the park that I've started. I'm not too far into it. And, you know, we'll just be throwing some stuff out there and doing some decorating and looking at the park, and we can ride some of the rides and design some rides. You ever do Roller Coaster Tycoon? Maybe you did that. Kind of a building type of a game, you know, so let's see. And we want to get over to some fertilizing tanks because I need to check. Matter of fact, I got some guy set here. Let's see. And let's see if I can get the higher on this. Let's see if he's ready to fertilize. No, they say, you know, it's not ready yet. So I'm going to have to move it another thing. So I'll speed up the time there a little bit. Okay. Yeah, Planet Coaster as well. You know, if you ever did Roller Coaster Tycoon back in the day, and then there was Roller Coaster 2, Tycoon 2, and then 3. The company that does Planet Coaster here actually made the original Roller Coaster Tycoon, and then, you know, whoever it was, Atari or whatever, or Sega, I can't remember. They kind of took it over. Oh, geez, boy, yeah, spend all my money. Oh, vehicle leasing. That's right. I leased that one. I got to take that one back to get rid of that. Okay. Oh, that's so. Thanks for reminding me. I just paid, you know, what, a day's leasing fee on that. I guess I don't back up very fast, do I? And but you know, they took over, so they did Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which was, you know, okay. And then they did 3, which was like less okay. And so now they're trying to put out a new one, and they are so far behind, and people complain so much about how terrible that the new Roller Coaster Tycoon is. In the meantime, the people who originally did Roller Coaster Tycoon, the first edition, the first one, have done this Planet Coaster, and they've just done such great stuff with this. It's really amazing, the graphics and everything. Although I did have some problems with the beta version crashing on me. Uh-oh, that's one of my fields there. Hang on. I got to stop everything here. Oh, geez, I'm going to have to do way too many things at once now. Let's see. I've already paid the lease on this. Let me go ahead and put this away off the side of the road here. Let me get somebody on that one. Let's see. So what ripened up here? All these fields. 24, 19, 15, 14, and 12. Okay, well, I have one harvester. I'm going to get started on one of these. What do we have out here? I forget what I have. So we got soy, wheat, barley, and this is canola and soy. And so just again real quick. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get started on the soy. That actually makes the most money. And I'll get those fields cleared out. I'm going to have to rent something else here, or lease some equipment, because I don't have the money for it right now. Oh, that's why they don't want any more. I thought they still had one to go. What field is this? This is 12. Okay. So that means anything that's not 12 now could also use some fertilization. So we got this guy's going to do some fertilization, the other guy's going to do some fertilization, and this guy is going to do some harvesting. So, and I thought this field was going to be the one that's ready to harvest, which is why I have the harvester over here. But no, not this one. Let's turn on them lights. So got to get back over here to the territory that needs to be harvested with this guy. At least get that started. Let's see, and then get the leased equipment in. That's what I get for rushing, huh? For rushing the time. Boy, that was a lot closer than I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to pop up so quickly. But I'm glad I noticed it right away, because these fields will wither, and then basically it's wasted money. All I can do at that point is just, plow it back under. Let's see if we can get this guy started. Are you open or not? Let's open up. Okay. And we'll get you started over here. We'll hire somebody to take care of this part of it. Okay. You go for it there, buddy. Now let me get this other stuff in here. Yeah, so, if you've never had an opportunity to play this, actually, let me go and get the fertilizer going here first, I think. So, all right. There's a lot of detail to it, and it's mostly about planting crops, but you can also do some lumberjacking. There's lumbering equipment, so you can go out and cut down trees. And this is kind of the basic part here. There's also, you can raise sheep, you can raise cattle, and you can raise pigs in this too, and you can sell them to market because they breed. So that's kind of new in 17. It didn't have the breeding capability in 15, which was the previous version, and you didn't have pigs in the previous version either. So that's kind of new for this. I'm just going to jump out and run over here since I'm right here. Okay. And let's get this down and turn it back in. And then I can get another fertilizer out there and start fertilizing some of the other fields there. So yeah, and it's about market stuff too. I'll show you the market here in a bit if you're still kind of hanging around or interested. I mean, if you got any questions, ask me about it, because I'm certainly open to it. One of the things, the adventures here that you begin with in this particular map is you can hunt for gold nuggets as well. And there's 100 gold nuggets, and once you get 100 gold nuggets, you can reap a reward out of that. So it's different in 17 than it was in 15. But here we go. Okay. And the reason I could actually sell this equipment, I don't have to bring it to the shop to sell it, but if I bring it to the shop and sell it, I get more money for it than if I just sold it from the field. It's like, you know, they charge you to come and pick it up or something, I guess. So you get paid less for it. Okay, let's do this. Where are you at? There we go. Okay. And so, oh, but yeah, I'm just returning it, so it doesn't really make any difference. I'm not really selling it. Okay, because I already sold. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about that, but I had one of those, and I was going to buy a bigger one, and but I sold that first, and then I didn't like the bigger ones out there, so, you know, lesson number one, don't do that. Okay. So now I got to get back and get a fertilizer spreader on this guy, and then I can get some, and then what I might have to do is lease another harvester. Let's see, my little map and the big map. Okay. So yeah, okay. Get back to the farm and playing with that. So yeah, so, you know, and you can, like I say, you can do some lumberjacking, can be a lot of fun, or just, you know, got a pickup truck, just run around and exploring. But looking for the gold nuggets helps you to explore the map and see what's out there. And of course, we got chickens. In 15, you had to buy your chickens. In this game, you just own a chicken coop, period. You can go out and pick up the eggs. And there's apparently 3 places that you can sell it now. I just found out there was a 3rd place yesterday. So one is downtown, and 2 of the places other places that I know of now include like ranches. Yeah. So so you can go out and go out and collect the eggs. You can do some 4-wheeling if you want to. But yeah, collecting gold nuggets helps you to kind of explore the map a little bit. So here's some of the equipment that I have right here as well. Whoa, hang on. Okay, a little bit. There we go. And I got these particular tractors, this one and the green one that we were looking at a little while ago, specifically, let me just check here real quick. So we need to go back to 11 and fertilize that. And this guy right here, this is my helper right here. F is my helper, and he's doing 23, you can see. But because that's sloped like that, he won't finish that correctly. I'll have to go in and manually manage that, so, which is kind of annoying. But that's life in a big city, you know, or life on the farm, I guess, is the answer to that one. So yeah, we'll get this guy over here. Now in 17, I think I was mentioning this before. You can set it to be like 15, where you fertilize once, you know, and you're done. Kind of like Ron Popeil, you know, set it and forget it, right? But I prefer to do the 3 fertilizations option, so I have that setting defined. That means there's 3 different times that I can fertilize, and each fertilization increases the crop yield by 30%. If the field was also plowed, then you get an additional 10%, plowed as opposed to cultivated. Oops, I don't want to be on this side. But you only need to plow like every 3 harvests, so, you know, you got to try and keep an eye on that. So here we're going to go ahead and get this guy started here. Let's see, he needs to be over a little bit because he doesn't spread quite as wide as the other guy, so get him over just a little bit more. There we go. And now he gets to the edge. Okay. So got him started. Let's see how what the heck? What, coffee break already? Okay. Sometimes I've noticed that there's some difficulty with some of this. What is the issue here? Oh. Duh. I'm trying to do soy, and for some reason I have the sunflower header on here. Well, that's stupid. And why did I have that on there? Because I was over at the field that's going to be growing sunflowers. Don't! Okay. So I got to get back over here and change the header to a header that can start doing that. So I kind of wasted all that time that he could have been doing stuff that he's doing nothing. Did nothing. You know, I'm going to put this header right here. Okay. And let me go get the other header for this. So yeah, and you can actually, I like driving outside, but a lot of people like to drive inside, and so that's kind of neat. And I'm using a steering wheel too. Originally I used a keyboard, but that wasn't as enjoyable because it's kind of jerky when you go to make the turns. It's like you hit the key and it tries to make a full swing on it. So, all right, there we go. Yep, I kind of figured that was going to happen. It's hard to see the edge of this. Okay, the ends of the harvester header there. And actually, the wheel, of course, I'm cheap too, so I don't like to spend a lot of money on equipment. And it just so happens that I had up in my attic from like the days of 1995 or before even, an old NASCAR Thrustmaster pedal and steering wheel. So I pulled that out because that didn't work in some of the earlier versions of the operating system. I'm running Windows 10 now. And plugged it in, and lo and behold, it works. Of course, I haven't done all the buttons, set up all the buttons on it yet, but I don't really care. Mostly I'm concerned about the steering wheel, and I like the pedals, so it's a little bit easier to control, I think. Okay, so now let's hire this guy up. So yeah, what are you doing on Saturday? What are you doing today? Helper F is completed. Okay. Get over to Helper F, which is this guy. So what are you doing on this glorious Saturday out there? You having yourself some turkey sandwiches for lunch at all? you got turkey soup later on with, where did my entrance go? I missed it entirely. Okay. Yep, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem with working in the dark. Okay, that should be far enough. We'll see. Yeah, it might be a little too far. Let's try this and hire the guy. No, that was still a little too far over. I really don't mind going over, but, don't want to be under if I can avoid it, so. Turkey sandwiches and bean and ham soup. Ooh, that sounds good. I like bean and ham soup, so. I mean, like navy bean, too, isn't it? More like navy beans than anything else. Of course, I'm an old Navy, ex-Navy person anyway, so. Gotta be navy beans. That just doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look like it's going to the edge. Let's try this again. Now it's going to the edge. Okay, so that was me. So yeah, so we get these guys, got them working up. There we go. We're getting some soybean is what we're getting. Okay, so I was going to show you then this is the overview map here, and so we get some information on, what fields are out there. This blinking down here indicates that there's a great demand for a product that I don't think I have, so let me go out and take a look. Or it's not given a good enough price, so let's go take a look at what that great demand, well, first off, growth, soil composition, if it needs plowing, you can see plowing. It could be fertilized, but needs plowing, but you won't see it's fertilized unless you turn that off to see whether or not it's fertilized. So apparently, plowing overrides fertilizing. Navy beans and the bone of the ham. Oh, boy, that sounds good. I know it's been a long time since I've had that. I'm going to have to talk to my wife about that bean and ham soup, man. So, oh, did you had ham? So you had ham and turkey then for Thanksgiving? Did you have both? I know a lot of people will do one or the other, and some people actually do both. And these are all the different fruit types, they call it, that you can actually plant, including grass. And this is all your equipment bits out here that you can take a look at. And some of the things we're looking at right now is this is a location. And so these are locations. So if I undo everything else, then the only thing left here is locations. And we can kind of thumb through those. Or I can just go out and I can just choose it like this. So that's Mary's Farm. And I can even go out and visit that immediately. So some neat stuff. Yeah, one of each. Oh, okay. Have a really large family. Well, I tell you, I haven't been to a large family gathering in many years. You know, ever since my grandparents died or passed away. So, you know, my father passed away many years ago. And my mother passed away recently. But even so, you know, my mother and my sister and her kids, you know, they're all over the place. I mean, there's some in Washington, there's some in California, somebody's in Utah, I think it is, and we got somebody in Arizona, and I'm in Virginia, so, you know, at least most of them are out in the West, and that's fine. They can get together from time to time a little easier than we can see them or they can see us. So we just don't get together all that much, unfortunately. Okay, here we have the prices of all the products. Up here is how much of that product I have. So I sold all my wheat, and that's Mary's Farm right here. This is the special. I'm growing wheat right now. Matter of fact, I got some wheat I could. Oh, hey. Speaking of which, hang on there, buddy. Don't I have some wheat here? If I got some wheat and they still got a special, let's see. Wheat. I think 19 is wheat. Yeah. How long was I in the Navy? Oh, only about 4 years or so. Yep. But, yeah, I was on a submarine. And it's a Submariner. My dad was a Marine. My wife's dad was a Marine. And let's see, one of my uncles was a Navy pilot. He used to fly F-14s off of carriers. And one of my other uncles was in the Navy for a while. And then, let's see, I think another uncle was in, I don't know. I don't think he ever went in the service. So, I don't know for sure on that one. Let me go out here and check real quick. Let's see what I want to check. Oh, yeah, I want to check to see if, oh, but that's only for those. That should be I should be able to see my field there, though, too. It won't let me jump to my field. I actually got to go to my field. I don't know. I think that may be corn, though. What's 11? That's wheat. 15 is wheat. That's what I want. Okay, that's what I want. 15 is wheat. Yeah, oh, hey, how are we doing there? Twisted. Go Army. Well, you're most welcome as well. Yeah, well, good to have you here. So you play Farming Simulator as well, or what? Let's see. Let me go and drop this off. I want to get that wheat and see if I can get that to market. Was that the best price, though? You know, sometimes even with the no, see, that's not even the best price. I don't care. That's not even the best price. It's a great demand, but everybody else is paying more. Or at least a lot of people are paying more. So, Twisted, do you play Farming Simulator? I don't remember. I think this is your first time here, isn't it? So. Wait a minute, what's going on here? You don't like that? Try that again. How about now? Okay. These hires are so picky. Oh, really? What mod did you download? So, well, if you're like me, though, you know, I play and I watch at the same time, so I'll watch somebody else playing on Twitch, and I'll be playing on the other screen. So, I guess I'm really kind of a fanatic that way. That's why they call them fans, right? Say, how's the sound, by the way? I want to make sure. I was having a little, you know, difficulty. I had to adjust my sound a little bit before this, from one game to another. So I want to make sure that the equipment isn't too loud, or I'm not too loud either. So if you got any thoughts on that, go ahead and shoot. Right now, I'm just trying to. I got to the point where I'm trying to harvest all my fields so I can get enough money. Drive control allows you to turn on four-wheel drive and lock the differential. Really? Four-wheel drive on what, though? What are you playing? Four-wheel drive. Farming Simulator? No, you're doing something else, right? You're doing, oh, jeez. I know somebody was telling me about some, like overland vehicles or some, audio balance is good. Thanks, boss. I appreciate it. All right. So, oh, by the way, I think I went out yesterday and I'm following you too. So, Mother in a Jar. Hey, hot dog. Good to see you. Hot dog or turkey or whatever. Good to see you. Oh, I'm glad you showed up today. Yeah, doing a little bit of Farming Simulator here. I was just talking about. I'm trying to harvest all these crops from all the property I own right now. So I don't know if you know how much property I've actually bought here, but I got 12, 14, 15, 19, 24, 23, 22, 26 down here, and 11. So, somebody thinks they finished something over on 11 here. I'm going to have to go back and take a look at that. So, while we're finishing up some soy here. And I got a great demand on wheat at Mary's farm, but Mary's not paying as much as half the others out there. You know, what's the use of a great demand if it's not paying well, right? Ah, okay, so he got to the end of the long stretch and said, wait a minute, you didn't even do... Did you really do that? That looks dry. I think he decided that wasn't worth doing that last strip there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to start him over here on the short end, and we can meet in the middle. And maybe he'll think it's important enough to do that little strip coming back. Okay, go ahead and do that. And we got this big field here. This is the 26 is the big field. And I planted all wheat here. I can't wait to harvest this. Oh, for Farming Simulator 17, kind of interested to see what it will actually do since some of the vehicles are already all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. You know, I didn't even notice that any of the vehicles were all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. So, how do you see that? I haven't noticed that yet. Is that just by default, or because I don't remember seeing that in the stats? Let's see if we go out and take a look here. Let's say it like the tractors. Does it actually say in the stats whether or not it's all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? I'm not seeing anything there. You probably think maybe just the trucks. Or, you know, the pickups. Okay. So, not really seeing anything there. You think it's by default? I didn't even know that existed. But you know, I don't know anything. Yeah, so I don't know where you find that information. I don't even know where to find that information. But you know, I was talking about how I was at one point. Oh, I think okay. I was talking about how I had gone out and I had sold prematurely the 3-meter cedar feeder, you know, sower fertilizer or whatever. Thinking I was going to get a bigger one, and then I went out to take a look, and the bigger ones, a lot of them, they don't fertilize. That was what you were talking about the other day, Mother in a Jar. I think you said you had it seeded, but it didn't fertilize. So you must have had one of the bigger ones there, I'm thinking. By the way, did you ever get that problem solved with getting it started on seeding or fertilizing? I don't remember which one you were doing, but it was locking up on you and wouldn't. It was the fertilizer. It was the slurry, is what it was, right? Yeah. Did you ever get that fixed, or did you figure that out? Because I know you said you were using that modded one. It might even be that modded one. 3-meter cedar feeder. Say that a few times fast. Okay. 3-meter cedar feeder. 3-meter cedar feeder. 3-meter cedar feeder. One more and I would have blown it. So yeah. You know, I used to practice on Peter Piper pickled peppers. So that's not as what she sells seashells by the seashore. All those. Those are old ones. Those are the ones I grew up. Those are the tongue twisters. So notice I got my little compass up there, though, you know, in the upper end, which kind of helps when I'm manually doing stuff. I don't know if you pulled that one in, Mother in a Jar, but that's in the mods when you're out there on the initial screen. You know, that's one of the ones you can add in on that. I know Talking Tohi said she was going to add it in, but then she forgot on her last stream. So that's, yeah, and if we go out and, you know, just kind of take a look at, let's see, okay, so Jay's working, sees, oh, still working, okay, I'm going to have to get a tipper out there in just a minute, but wrong key again, I do that a lot. If we go back out, you know, to the, not the cultivators, the sewing machines, there we go, and I always have I always have this thing in my mind doing sewing machines. Yeah, it's like, no, that's why I call it a seeder, because it's sewing machine gives me a whole different concept, like a brother sewing machine. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so this was the guy, you know, and I said, oh yeah, well, look at that, you know, you got seeding and fertilizing, and that's what I've been using, and that was great. But then I sold him and thought, okay, I'm gonna get me a bigger guy, you know, so I get like this guy right here, right? No fertilizing. Where? And then, and if I want to get fertilizing, though, I got to get this guy at 61,000, but he only does that. It's like, well, no, I need wheat, barley, canola, soy. I don't really need the, what is that, oil radish, and I don't necessarily need the grass. So, you know, it's like, oh, come on, man. And potatoes is a whole different thing, man, because you got to have all that extra equipment for potatoes. So not in that. So the next one, let's see, that we do is this one here, and this is cedar fertilizer, and that's only $96,000. Wow. Of course, I could really use it on this 26 field because it took me forever with the 3 meter to seed it and fertilize it. So yeah, is this the one that you're using, Mother in a Jar? Is this the one you're using? Maybe. Maybe not. Alrighty. Well, you can let me know. Hot dog. Okay, so J has completed their task and C has a full grain tank. I knew that was coming. So let's get this guy over there. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to add to the capacity here. Not exactly the way I want to be doing that. Okay, there we go. All right. And this is the slowest tractor that I have. This is one of the original tractors that you start with in the game. You get 2 of these and you get another New Holland. But I really like the JCBs. Although I tell you that that Dutch Far is pretty good. I like those. I'm beginning to like those. Those are my second favorite, I think, at this point. Well, you know, I probably won't need both of these. Well, this is soy here, and I got to run them down the other soy field as soon as he gets done with this one. And it looks like he didn't get to the end of the field because he ran into that big pocket of unplanted there. I don't know what happened there. But, you know, once it's done, it's done. And we said Jay was also, this guy's done. Okay, so where are you now? All right, you think you did all that, do you? Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to take your word for it. And we're going to move you down to 22. And actually 22 now, I split 22 up into 2 fields. And you do that by actually just running a grass strip. Whoa. Hang in there, buddy. Okay. Let's get in the cockpit here. And so, and I did that because it's kind of got kind of like a T part to it there. What's that? Change fuel consumption to more realistic values. All vehicles can be put into four-wheel drive. Well, doesn't four-wheel drive, though, take up more fuel? Four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive should take up more fuel. And use the space bar to put it into reverse, huh? Well, that's interesting. This isn't one of the ones from... I haven't looked at Mod Hub today to see what's out there, but is this an independent one or is this one off the Mod Hub? You have to do that before you start a game. You got to add those in before you start the game. Let's see how we're doing here. Are we close enough? No, I don't think so. Let me get a little bit closer there. Okay. That should be good. Yeah, it looks like it's doing it all the way to the edge. Alright. Let's see, and this guy's almost done here, thank goodness. Oh, you did find it on Mod Hub. Okay, alright. Well, see, I haven't looked at Mod Hub lately, so I don't know what's going on out there. I keep forgetting to actually go out and look before I start a game up to add. I've added everything that I found it and updated it every time I find it. Every time I do that, but they keep adding so much out there, which is really great. Because the first time I ever went to Mod Hub was actually before FS17 came out to the full release, and there was almost nothing there. And I thought that was for FS15 as well, but apparently it wasn't. So, so I was kind of disappointed with that originally. But this is like the official, the official site for Giants, as I understand it, where you can go ahead and mod something, you submit it to Mod Hub, they review it, evaluate it, make sure that it works okay, and then they'll put it up. And apparently, it's property. The property still belongs to you. You have the rights on that, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that. So I've really been interested in doing mods, but I've had so many other things I've been dealing with lately. Aside from playing new games, I've been playing too many games, I guess. Playing Planet Coaster, and then Don't Starve, which I really enjoyed that the other night there for Thanksgiving. So it's kind of a Thanksgiving tribute, Don't Starve. And as a matter of fact, today, in case you guys are going to be around later on today, later today I plan on doing Planet Coaster, so, after 4 o'clock sometime. You weren't aware of all that info? I'm sorry, all what info? I guess I was talking too fast and not paying attention. You mean all the Mod Hub stuff, or did you just find it? Mods from the startup page. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. I just added it all in. So I figure everybody else is going to be adding it all in, so if we do any multiplayer, we'll all have the same stuff. And I try to stay away from anything that's unique, unless I do it on a separate game. So, but this game right here is just everything that is, call it, yeah. Oh, working with Giants? I think it's actually the Giants site. But if you, I'm trying to think of where you go for that. And I could be wrong with that, I've been wrong before. It happened once in '92, so. No, I did that one time. I've done a lot of teaching lectures and seminars and stuff, and I was standing up before a group, and I was talking about some technical stuff. And I said, XYZ, and somebody says, well, I don't think that's right, it's supposed to be this. And I told them, I says, well, I'm pretty sure that's correct, but I could be wrong because it happened once in 92. And they looked at me and says, well, I don't believe that. I says, oh no, I really was wrong. You got to be quick sometimes with these with people who are hazing you, So I'm not nearly as quick as I used to be then, so please don't start hazing because I won't be able to handle it. All right, let's see where we are here. Okay, so he's working, and he's on his last leg here, so I can move him over. There we go. Okay, and I'm buying. You notice that the slurry tank is empty here. If you take a look, there's the fuel is the orange. Below that would be the quantity in the slurry tank, but I have the helpers, the settings. You were born in '92. Oh, that's great. Okay, well, so there you go. So. You have some affinity. Oh, and this guy wasn't... Did we do this over here? We thought we did, didn't we? But I forgot about the fact that we didn't get this lip up here, so... let's go ahead and get this. See, what they'll do is he'll go to the end as far here, and he'll go so far out in order to get whatever little bit is there that he doesn't know that he's supposed to turn back. And it's really hard to see some of this stuff at night. Yeah. Oh, really? Brilliant! He's actually going to turn around and do this. Oh, I'm going to have to put him on this field more often. Looks like he didn't quite get everything there, but where are you going? Okay. As long as you get most of it. So, okay, so we'll get back to you in just a minute. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay. Everything else is looking pretty good, all except for... See, now what I really need to be doing is, now I'm going to need another tractor to get out here and start doing this. But I think what I might do is go ahead and get another harvester. I'm going to rent at least a harvester right now. So let's, there we go, harvester. And select a harvester. And I don't really want to spend that much money, but this case doesn't have that broad a header. As a matter of fact, what I like to do is look at the headers and see what I can get in a header, because I want them to accomplish it as quickly as possible. The New Holland's got a 18-footer, which, how many meters is that? Anybody know? Okay, let's say 5.2. 5.5, okay. All you got to do is read the label. Let's see, and the Rostselmash, which is actually, that's what I'm using right now, the 700, that's a 7-meter. And it's not that much more, you know, than the New Holland. But I don't really need anything more than that. Let's go back and see. So the New Holland, this one will work with that 18, and it will harvest what I need for it to harvest. And it doesn't cost nearly as much as the Rostselmash, this one here. So the lease is comparably smaller too, less too. So I'm going to go ahead and select this. We're going to lease this baby. Okay, we got it. And go back and let's go to the header for that. Let's see over here. And let's go ahead and lease that. That's one of the great things about this too, is leasing. It didn't have this in the earlier versions, so this is pretty neat. So I'm going to lease that. Okay, and now, but one of the things that I don't like about the whole thing is that if I want anything, if I do a reset, okay, so did I or did I not lease that? You know what? Okay, let's see whether or not I leased that. I want to see places. Yeah, see, there's equipment right there. How come it's not showing me that? Won't put me into it. Where's the shop? Shop. There we go. Building shop. Okay. So shop. Let's go visit the shop. So it doesn't put it in my roster. That's. Did I not buy the harvester? Did I not lease the harvester? I thought I leased the harvester. Alrighty, let's go back in. I could have sworn I leased the harvester. Did I not do that? This one, right? I guess I didn't. Let me back up here. Okay. I have no leases, and I don't own it. Yeah. See, here's leases, and this is own it, my garage. Okay, so I guess I didn't. Well, that's stupid. And $19,000 to lease it. Okay. Oh, is it giving me an error? I'm not even paying attention. Do not have enough money. That's why I did not lease that. Gonna irritate me all to heck, huh? All right, I gotta go to the bank until I sell some crops. Borrow. See, I'm already 125 in debt. So let's see. So that'll put me 26,000. Now I can go in. So I did try to lease it, but I don't read messages very well. So I'm going to select that one, and I'm going to lease it. Okay. Yay. Thank you. What a pain. All right. Which is why I could not tab my way into the vehicle. There we go. Okay. Well, now I know for further reference. Future reference. All right, and let's see. This guy can go and get soy wherever he's going to go get soy now. Since it's going to take me a little while to get the other one over here, let me just go ahead and get this guy started. And you got to remember where soy is now. Is just you, or does the lizard pick look like 2013 F-150? Oh yeah, the pickup. Yep. Well, you know, they try to be a little bit generic, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does look like an F-150. I haven't really looked at it closely. Let's see, we got, I always forget which way to go on this. And so 24 is where I want to go right now to pick up the rest of the soy. Okay, so we're off. Yeah, oh, generic lizard truck goes about 100 miles per hour in this game. Actually, I think it's supposed to be able to hit 123. Hey, Tohi! Nice read. Yeah, I saw you driving over 100 down, you know, there's a 45 mile an hour speed limit for sure. That's what your F-150 stops at? Is 100 mile an hour? Pardon me there, I didn't want to cough in your ears. But it wouldn't let me take out the railroad sign. That's good. That's good. Let's get this guy started on the rest of the soy here. And yeah, I'm going to be selling some crops here so I can start paying back the loan and need to get some more equipment. Man, I hate to spend plus $1,000 for a rental. Because that really cuts into the profits. I know I'm going to make that on at least, you know, I'm going to make more than that on one of those soybean fields, but man, I'm not real happy about it. So all I got to do is get me up to a field now. At a smoking 14 miles an hour. That's another reason why I don't do this. Am I cash poor because I bought a lot of fields? Well, yes. That's a little bit. That's part of the reason why. The other part is, you know, I upgraded a lot of the equipment too. So, you know, I needed to have. I wanted to have something that had a front PTO on it, and those red tractors that we start out with, they've got a built-in weight on the front. And the best they've got is a little hitch, which can, the most that I know that they can hook up to is some of the other tippers. I don't know about that, anything else. But there is no other, okay, Helper H. I'll have to go and find out what Helper H was doing. Oh, they were doing 22, okay. So, real quick. This guy, yeah, this guy was doing 22. Okay, and this one was doing this. And I think it's hard to tell on these fields if they don't have a little bit more. I have to look at it from the top here at night. So I think this one's pretty much done. And I don't think I have much else to fertilize. So, okay. Woo, 14. Yeah. So, Too busy reading and not paying attention. So you can see right here, this is where I split 22 in half. I ran a grass strip right there, so I could plant 2 different fields here, and also to kind of square them up a little bit to make them easier to manage. But I had some problems with the plowing and the cultivating and the seeding on 22, kind of like what you were talking about there, if you're still there, Mother in a Jar, that you were having on one of the fields there as well. So let's see. So we'll go ahead and get this guy going. So 14 what? Woo 14 what? I missed it. Yeah, well, you know, I'm trying to get, no kidding, struggling with the cash. Yeah, well, you know, the thing is I have to decide where I'm putting my money, and crops, if I can get them growing pretty quick, is one of the best ways to raise some money real quick. Because you gotta, you know, it costs so much to buy the equipment for everything else. So technically I already have the equipment for this, so it's just a matter of buying the fields. And what I do is I buy the field when it's ready to harvest too. If you buy the field when it's ready to harvest, you get the harvest. So that really kind of cuts the cost of purchasing. So I bought 26, which is that huge field south of the main drag there. I bought that. It was wheat, full of wheat, and it was ready to harvest. So, oh, that's how fast. Oh, yeah, 14. Yeah, woohoo, 14. Yeah, I know. It's so irritating. And so, speaking of which, let me get back to that guy and get him on down the road here. It's one of the reasons why I don't like the original harvester, because it could only do about 14, and this one only does 14. The harvester I bought actually is faster than that. So, let's see. Where am I going with this guy? I'm going over here. Okay. I know, I'm going to go up the back way. So, yeah, and, you know, I already got the equipment, but buying anything else is way too much. Fast enough, 14. Well, when I'm going down the road and I'm backing up traffic, 14's not all that fast. And it's why I buy the bigger tractors, too, because I can get there and back faster. So, getting back to field 26, it had wheat. So I was able to, you know, capture the wheat, plus it left straw. So then I was able to pick up the straw. And because I have these fast tractors, you know, that do like 45, yeah, vroom vroom, definitely. I could take the tractor, I could have the harvester running the harvest, and run the length of that field and do a harvest, and it would run like, you know, 2 or 3 lengths before I had to have the tipper there. And so I had my little red tractor, the one that doesn't go very fast, pulling the tipper there and waiting for that to load up. But in the meantime, I could take these fast tractors with the loader and run up, and it would only take like 2. I'd run up one and run back the other, and it filled up that little loader with straw. But I could take and fill that up, run it down, empty it, and come back, and I could keep up with the harvester. And so that allowed me to kind of clear that field pretty quickly. I think I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm right here, start this field. Although I don't remember what it is, I know that this header will handle it. I think this is canola, but we'll find out here real quick, won't we? Whatever it is. It's canola, okay. The reason I stop it immediately is because if it's not canola, I want it to leave a straw path, and it won't do that automatically. It'll turn it off automatically, it will not turn it on automatically. And, that's kind of annoying to me. Because I don't see any reason why it shouldn't just go ahead and put the straw path out there. I mean, either you pick it up. Hey, Twisted, thanks so much for following. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, you know, that's the best support that I get here is people following and popping in. And the most fun I have is chatting, too, with everybody. So, you know, keep it up. Thank you again for following there. So. And that's 1 of 3 today, so, you know, we'll see if we can't get a couple more today. That would be kind of nice. Although I think this is only session, so if I cancel this and pop into the next one, then. But you'll be up there. You'll still be up there, Twisted, for a while. Oh, yeah. So, but I don't see any reason why, you know, it shouldn't just go ahead and, I'm going to have to work on Nightbot. He's a little chatty. Somebody mentioned that once before. But, yeah, you know, either you're going to pick it up or you're just going to plow it back under, right? So, and if you plow it back under, hopefully that could work as fertilizer. That would be nice. But I don't know that it does that. I don't think it does that. So, and oil radish. Who's a real farmer here? Anybody ever plant oil radish? Because they say in the game what you're supposed to do is plant oil radish, but you don't cultivate. I mean, you don't harvest it. You just plow it under, and it acts as fertilizer. It's like, well, why would I waste all that time doing that in the game sense? In real life, I can understand that, okay? Because we do that all the time with crops. Okay. Oh, thanks, Talking Tohi. Well, it's nice stopping in. I appreciate it. Always giving Nightbot a hard time there, so they'll appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, and hope to see you later. Maybe with Planet Coaster when I start that later on. Oh, thanks, Twisted X. I really appreciate the compliment too. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Bees finished their task, they said. So let's see what Bee's doing. So, oh, and I got to get him over to pick up the soy. Okay. Since I'm here, you know, and whenever I jump into a tractor or any piece of equipment, yeah, I agree with you there. So that's a good feedback there, boss. Appreciate that. Well, you know, the thing is I set up these things as automatic, and I tried to stagger them in times, and you know, also triggers for when they're going to show up. So you know, it's like this one's after so many messages, this one's after so many more messages, you know, and then this one's going to pop up every 15, this one's every 20 or 25, and they seem to all get together at some point. So. You would like to stream more seriously, but with work and a baby on the way, there's just not enough time. Yeah, boy. I imagine a baby on the way. How far away is that? And you don't have to tell me about enough time. I don't have enough time to do what I'm doing now, so. Oh, has he stopped? He filled up. Okay, well, it's a good thing I'm coming over to pick it up. Yeah, so expecting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Never had kids, so you know. I just never felt I could be responsible enough as an adult. I mean, I'm still a kid. What the heck? Literally. I mean, you know, psychologically anyway. I will be till I die. I just never thought I would be able to handle that responsibility. Oh. So you're not empty yet. Okay, well, it's a good thing I brought another trailer with me. About 6 months until she's here. So you already know the gender of the baby. Wow. Hey, I know a place where you can get a crib mattress real cheap, brand new, still in the box. Actually, I do, but let's not talk about that. It's kind of almost an inside joke for me. You know? Oh, hot dog. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm still trying to get... Oh, he's there. Okay. So I guess this guy needs to go somewhere, because he's done doing this. Tree! Okay. And you're telling me this guy over here is done, so he actually did complete the whole process. Well, that's good. So I got to get these guys back to the barn here real quick. What do we got here? You could have slightly different amounts with 15 and 30 every second time. We'll post both messages at the same time. Yep. But if you use like 33 and like 57, for example, a bot will never double post. Well, that's what I tried to do, you know, like doing 15 and 25, okay? But at some point, those are going to double post, but that should be, you know, many times out on something like that. So was it 15? So you get what, 45, 60, 75. So every 75 minutes you get a double post, right? Okay, but that's a good idea. I could try that, and then but you know, with so few people that I've had in the past with so far, boss, is that it doesn't really make any difference with only 2 or 3 people if they're chatting. If they just put in a message or two, and then they don't come back. But you know, I get enough to actually trigger a couple of them, then they'll actually just start doubling up. So, but that might be a better choice. I'll give that a shot because that's definitely a good suggestion. I don't know what he's going to do right now, so he may actually run something a little bit later here. Let's get this guy back in. So yeah, good suggestion. You can set it up with a timer or chat lines that pass by. Okay. Ha! Took out the sign. This guy's not going to go how fast he can go. I took out his sign. Oh, I did it with time, so I didn't think about chat lines. That's probably maybe I should look at chat lines. You were planning to get out of the service and pursue a different career choices. Oh yeah, but now you're staying in it for the security and benefits. Can't raise a child on hopes and dreams. Well, isn't that the truth too? So, well, you're in the Army then, are you, Twisted? I presume, wasn't that you that said, go Army? Yeah, woohoo. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, boss. I couldn't take it. I have issues with, I have authority issues. So I couldn't take it. Especially when I had somebody telling me to do something. 5 years so far. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, I only did 4 years in the Navy and got out. But, you know, and I had it pretty easy, too. I got to tell you, man. I was on a submarine and on a boomer, you know, a nuclear missile submarine. And I got to tell you, man, it's kind of a cream puff job when you get right down to it because you're supposed to go out for 6 and... let's see, is it out for 6 and in for 6? And there's 2 crews. No, I don't think it was 6. I think it was 3. I think it was the fast attacks that we were supposed to go out for 6. I think we only went out for 3 months at a time. So, but I forget now because it's been so long. I didn't really pay that much attention to it. And I wasn't out that often anyway because I went through, you know, training camps and and just some other stuff there because we were in the yards for at least a year. I caught the boat in the yards. So... but yeah, I remember, you know, you go out for a little while. It's 3 months, if I remember correctly. You go out and you come in, and then it's almost like 3 months leave. So you almost don't have to show up to muster, you know, except for special occasions like, I don't know, firing practice or some special event or whatever's going on, inspection or something like that. Other than that, you know, I mean, it was pretty cream puff. And I still didn't like it. I mean, I really actually I take it back. I enjoyed being on the submarine. I loved being on a submarine. It was just the neatest thing ever. It's actually one of the reasons why I got this. Well, it's one of the reasons why I enjoyed that I got this. I guess I won't put it on, but maybe you can see this here. There we go. The Hunt for Red October hat. And there's a whole story behind that too. I don't know if you ever read the book. But I can't think of his name right now, but the same author that did Patriot Games and some of the other stuff there. And it was a great book, and actually one of the things that got me about that was how accurate it was. Oh, I need somebody else over here. Okay. So let me go and empty this guy. And this is where I could use another tipper. But not really. So yeah, you know, and I enlisted because I didn't want to be drafted. And back when I went in, you could still be drafted. So just until I enlisted, then they canceled the draft. Oh man, I probably would not. Well, actually, one of the reasons I enlisted though too was I was living in Florida and we poor. I mean poor. And they don't pay you worth diddly in Florida because it's a tourist state, you know, so they don't pay unless you have some sort of specialization or you're in some major city there, major metropolis, like Tampa or Miami or something like that, you know. So it was about the only way I was ever going to get out of the Navy, get out of Florida, was to join the forces. So I did that, and also to get an education, because I quit high school. I got my GED. I quit high school though, and never went to college. So, and then I wound up teaching at a university. That was the cool piece right there. I actually taught at a university, having never been to one. So, cool. I mean, you can't. Just ways to get around the system, you know. That's all it is. That's why you got out, because you couldn't handle or you had problems with authority, or what? Military has its ups and downs. The hardest part for me is dealing with the day-to-day BS. Yeah, well, you know, and I tell you, what I wound up doing, because I have taught Microsoft and you know, everything, server, Exchange, web services, and you know, everything having to do with Active Directory, and so servers work ever since the days of Windows 95 and NT40, actually NT351. You know, I've taught all that stuff. You may have to identify MOS for me right now, because that actually means something else to me, I think. So, military, are you talking about specialty? So yeah, but because I've taught all that stuff, I've actually, over the years, I have been around the world teaching on military bases. You know, in Italy, in Germany, in Korea, in Japan, etc. So, oh, Bradley Mechanic, wow. Yep, see, that was something I never had to do there. Although I'm a Vietnam era veteran, being in the Navy, that was another reason. I just didn't want to be ground forces. I knew it had been like for my dad in the Marines, and I knew what you know, what Army was too. You know, it's tough. You guys do the work, okay? We lounge about in the Navy and the Air Force a little bit. You know, we get some privilege, I think, that you don't get in the Army and the Marines. And so I have a lot of respect for anybody who is in the Army or in the Marines. And so, you know, let me say thank you for your service right now, too, because you've been in the service in some really, really tough times. I actually got in between. I actually got in between wars. That was another reason why I joined, is because, you know, the Vietnam era was just winding down at that point. And I said, boy, you know, if I can jump in right now, maybe I'll be out before another war starts. And so that was part of the thinking there as well. So there were a lot of reasons why I joined, and all of them were, you know, to advantage to me. But yeah, my military occupation specialty, as you were talking about, I was a sonar technician on a submarine. So, or as you know, some people might call it, a ping jockey. And we used to make fun of Coast Guard. So it's like, you know, what do you do in the Coast Guard when the ship sinks? You know, you walk to shore. So coasties, all right. So and yeah, being in the Navy, well, we would pop out, and as a sonar technician, you know, it was really neat. We had to listen to all these different sounds, and based on the secret information that we had in our safes, you know, of information that was actually captured of enemy vessels from their docks. Basically, submarines would go outside the shipping yards. Yeah, really, Coast Guard. So would, you know, secret missions go out and be outside the shipyards as the new ships would come out of, you know, various ports, like Russian ports or whatever, and would collect sound information on them. So based off of the sound information that was collected off of these various vessels, then we could listen in the ocean, and if we heard certain sounds, we could actually begin to identify what ship that was that we had found, submarine or otherwise, surface ship. We could identify based off of the sound signatures of those ships. And so, and with the information that we had, from the secret information that we had in our safes, we could pull that out and we could tell you, the last time that his bathroom was refitted or whatever. So, so it was pretty neat stuff, I got to say. And the equipment, although relatively antique now, when considering, I mean, it was on the verge of computer technology, but the machines I was using were still tube machines at the time. So everything ran on tubes, just about. There was very little, was it transistor to transistor logic, TTL? There was very little of that. It was mostly resistors, capacitors, inductors, and tubes, and that was the big piece of it. So from that, I learned a lot about electronics, and I did some electronics jobs once I got out of the service, and then I learned about computers, and I taught myself languages like machine language and assembly language for the 8085 processors, which were some of the early computer processors, Intel processors. And, and just kept growing from that and learned some basic programming, taught myself some basic, and moved on from there, and eventually got into operating systems and teaching and doing all that stuff. So that's pretty much it. That's what I did. What did you? And who's doing the M63 Bradley? Was that you, boss? And speaking of which, Twisted, what's yours? Did I get that here? Did I miss that? Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I tell you, I only really found out about Twitch just a little over a year ago, maybe. Maybe it's been a year. And with that, Farming Simulator 15, and then I started thinking, oh, gee, I ought to try to do some streaming. But you talk about time apportionment, yeah. So it's like, really? I mean, I have some of the equipment here, but then there's cost involved with that. And it's certainly something to look forward to. But right now, money's a little tight, economy and everything. So kind of holding off on that a bit. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't, and there's other things I would like to do too. Not just streaming games, but I'd like to stream some other stuff too. Some of the knowledge that I have, so that'd be good. A wrench is a wrench. From tiny generators to huge Abrams. Oh yeah, Abrams A1s. Yeah. Well, I tell you, that's some of the miniatures that I used to enjoy playing too. Or SPI games. Are you familiar with those at all? Either one of you? Mostly they were board games or older. It's older stuff, but they had some really good tank games, tank board games, and like 88, if you're familiar with that. Motor transport operator, 88M, truck driver, okay. More planning and leading the Joes, yeah, well, good, rising up through the ranks then. More responsibility, less worry, more worry. That's what you need. Need more worry. Oh, he's done. Are we done here? Okay, let's get us over to another field. Let's see, I know there's another field that's ready for me. I just got to figure out which one it is. Yeah, I'm really going to have to. I meant to get out and give Nightbot a thrashing. But, got busy. So, and that's how that is. And then forget. Glorified babysitter. Well, I don't know if I'd say that exactly, Twisted, but I know how you feel. I'm sure you feel that way sometimes. So, and there's a lot of responsibility in what you do, too. Well, at least you'll be prepped for your own baby, right? Okay. See if we can get this guy over here to one of these other fields. It's actually coming up pretty quick now. This guy should be ready. What do we got here? I think this is wheat. No, it doesn't look like wheat. It looks like canola. We'll know soon enough, won't we? If this is canola, I want the other guy to get that because he's doing canola. What is this? I think this is sunflowers. This won't be going to town and getting a DUI. Yeah. Well, not for a few years anyway, that's for sure. I think this is sunflower, so I need to get the sunflower header for this. Okay. Which is just exactly what this guy is good for. This is kind of narrow right here. Let's see if I can make it without hitting anything. Oh, did pretty good there. All right. Okay, let's drop that right there. And go get the other one. Yeah, well. Yeah, I could tell you stories. You know, being in the Navy. Well, being in the service, period, right? So, have you done much overseas? You done anything overseas? I mean, spend any time away? I mean, the only thing I ever did in the Navy was we were in Hawaii. Oh, tough, yeah. You know, and considering the time off that we would get, more or less, yeah, that's where all my money went. So, you got out an E5, so didn't have to deal with all the babysitting. Yeah. Mouth got in trouble and kept you from getting your six. Well, hi. glad to join the club there, boss. So yeah, had about the same issue there with you, so, as you did. So I didn't go very far. And actually, my chief is one of the reasons why I really dislike the Navy, because he made it a point to harass me constantly. I mean, from day one. The first day I showed up, first day on muster, he singled me out and gave me what for. And it was like, I don't even know why you're doing that. Station at Pearl Harbor, okay. Oh, you're at Schofield, okay. At the minute, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Boy, I was just out there because I also taught a few classes out in Hawaii since then. One tour in Afghanistan. Oh my goodness, yeah. You know the old. Woodstock songs is "Come on, all you big strong men, Uncle Sam needs your help again." Yeah, I modified that one. So, I took out Vietnam and put in Afghanistan. So put down your books and pick up your guns, 'cause we're going to have a whole lot of fun. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop, Afghanistan. Yeah, okay. I know, I'm just whacked out, man. What do you want? And it's 5, 6, 7, open up pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. I was just a little too young to make it to Woodstock. Just a little bit too young. So, if I had even realized it was going on. Oh well. There we go. Yeah, well, Afghanistan, see, I have issues about that too. Afghanistan. I mean, you know, the Russians were in Afghanistan for the longest time, and what did we do? Well, we supported them with all sorts of stuff. Oh, American Idol. Okay, yeah, put me on. No, man. Oh, no. I'd freeze up, really. So, they had, yeah, you know, we were in Afghanistan. Basically, we had, what, advisors, you know, and support, equipment and military support in Afghanistan there to keep the Russians from taking Afghanistan. And so a lot of what, well, you know, that's going to start talking politics. And that's one of the things I don't want to do here is I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk religion. And I don't want to talk about console wars either. So, because you'll get me off on a rant. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Let's just enjoy some gaming here. It's too easy. It's too easy, man, to rile me up. Really. What do you got here? We got soy. No, where's the other one? There you go. But yeah, I love my country, so we do what we can. And I see a lot of things wrong, and there's a lot of things I'd like to fix up, but it's better than just about anything else. So, so I guess I really shouldn't complain all that much, right? But that's our right as Americans, just so long as we don't take it too far. I think what we really need to do is we need to, just need to spend more time getting it done, more effort getting it done. Every console is good. Never understood the whole console war stuff. Yeah, well, uh, the only thing bad about a console is, that it may not be used as much. Personally, I like PCs as opposed to any of the game uh, consoles, and that's mostly because I'm cheap. Seriously, man, if you go out and you try and buy some of these games, that on the consoles, PS2 or Xbox or whatever, and you go out and buy them years after they've been out, they still cost almost the same amount. I mean, they still cost a lot in comparison to the same game on PC that's now in the $5 bargain bin. You know what I'm saying? So, and I almost never buy a game new, although I bought Planet Coaster new, and I bought Farming Simulator 17 new, and I bought, I bought Don't Starve, but that wasn't new, so yeah. And I haven't bought Civilization 6 because I really haven't explored. I've played hundreds of hours on Civilization 5. I still haven't. Love the freedom and utility of console. You mean PC? Yeah, okay. But yeah, I still haven't done everything I can do in 5, and I've got hundreds of hours on it, which other people probably got thousands of hours on it. I mean, I just discovered some of the mods I didn't even know that existed, and it's only since I got back on into gaming with Twitch and stuff. So, let's see. So we're getting canola here. You want to get something someplace else? Where is it? Oh, okay. So that's where I want to be. I want to be over there. Over there. Over there. Man, that's taking us back now, isn't it? Well, and I always call this the time tunnel because we go foo, foo, foo until I hit something. I have not been able to do this directly on a stream, the last 2 streams, get all the way through there without hitting something. But if I'm not streaming, I do okay with it. So it's definitely something about me. Oh, we go pretty fast here with this guy. So let's see. Let me get my. Let's see. I think we do 9 miles an hour doing corn and this. So I'm gonna wait for him to turn around. Yeah, let me know if I'm in the way there, buddy. Okay. You're off for a while later. Okay. Thanks for stopping in, boss. Yeah, I'm going to do Planet Coaster later on, and later tonight I'm going to do some Don't Starve. So hope to see you later. Take care. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the host. Appreciate it. All right, so we're going to put this on cruise at 9 miles an hour. It's a short field, though, so we'll get to the end too quickly. Okay, all right, I get it. I'm in the way. I'm moving. I just didn't want you to stop and all right. Oh, Twisted. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it as well, and thanks for the follow too. So hope to see you again later on. Maybe doing some Planet Coaster sometime around 5 or so for a few hours and something else. So if you have some time, please stop in. Take care. Thanks a lot. Enjoyed talking to you too. All right, so let's see where we are here. Looks like we just finished up this field, so let me go ahead and get this harvester out of here and get him onto another field. I think I can get him onto 15. Alrighty. So hopefully he's got enough space in that tipper to take the rest of this. I always hate leaving just a little bit in the tipper. Oh, no, you're staying. Okay, I said bye to the boss. Oh, well, you need to use a capital B for that then, Twisted. Because I thought you were talking to me, calling me boss. See how see how big a head I got? Yeah, all right. Oh, well, good. Well, I'm glad you're staying. So, yeah. So, I didn't quite get, I have some short-term memory issues, and I attribute that to my time drinking in the Navy in the 70s. So, but I don't remember if you mentioned what games you're playing. What games are you playing? Besides this one, I guess you were this FS17. You were talking about this and the stuff you have there. Log run now, doing a log run. Oh, okay. Well, you must be a little bit ahead in the game then. You must have been putting some hours in. See, I think this is wheat. So, but it's not going to let me do anything until I get a taste. So let me get a taste here. Get a taste of wheat. Yep, it's wheat. So now I can change it. There we go. And give it to the higher. Hot dog. Hey, I saw something I'm not sure about, but I was watching Talkin' Tohi, and I think Talkin' Tohi was able to take the lawnmower attached to a tractor and actually get a hire to do that. And I don't remember being able to do that in 15, so that's something I'm going to have to try later on. Oh, really? Oh, okay. A chainsaw and a front loader and began making money that way. Okay. You notice how different it is with front loaders in 17 than it was in 15. It's so much easier. You've already got the tractor. All you got to do is just do a little bit of an upgrade on it. Which is opposed to, spending like, I forget how much it was, but like $63,000 for a tractor that can do that in 15. It's so much better. Almost every tractor here in 17 you can turn into a front loader just by adding $800 worth of capability. So that's a lot neater too. So logging, all right. Well, that sounds pretty good. Oh, and it seems to me that using a chainsaw in 17 is a lot easier too. Did you play 15 at all? Well, that's the end of my sugary caramelized water for the day. Caramelized carbonated water for the day. Yeah, in this year's edition, absolutely. Okay, so that means you probably were playing 15 before. Did you play any of the earlier versions? Like, 11 or 13? In other words, how long have you been playing Farming Simulator? I think what's really amazing is that a lot of people that have come on, while I've been playing Farming Simulator, quite a few of the people and some of the followers that I have are actually farmers in real life, during the day. And it's like, wow, I can't imagine myself doing, a computer technician game when that's what I do all day long. You think you played a little 13, so it's been a while? Yeah. I just can't imagine playing a game that's the same as or very similar to what I do as a job every day. That's what I'm saying. I mean, for me, the whole idea behind this is do stuff that I don't normally do, which is kind of entertainment. Like building a theme park or running a farm or building a country, building a nation. Things that I might never get to do otherwise. And just kind of experience it. But yeah, that can be something. So what do we got here? Are you done? You're done. Okay. Get this out of the way. Alright, you gotta do that again? Is there something wrong here? That was interesting. Simulation, management, building games. I used to do a huge amount of flight sim streams. Oh, okay, flight simulators. Yeah, the only problem with flight simulators in my mind is you have to have the controller for it. You know, it's not if you don't have the controller, it's very difficult. I have a couple of flight sims that well, at least one flight sim that I would like to play, but it's very difficult to fly the plane without. Why am I having this problem with this guy all of a sudden? You won't close the pipe? Close the pipe. It wouldn't open the pipe until I... Huh. Something weird going on here, buddy. Alrighty. I have to hire in order to get it to do that. Yeah, simulation, well, you know, I had like the first version ever of Civilization by Sid Meier. And Railroad Tycoon, you know, was one of my favorites too. Wow. Yeah, now that's going to cost some money. The yoke and the pedals and throttle controls and all that, that's running you some... I was out looking at those yesterday, as a matter of fact. And, yep, not happening anytime soon here, I got to tell you. So, yeah, now I'm a little envious. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. No, don't do that. Somebody else is on that. What other fields do I have then? Are there any other fields that need to be harvested right now? Oops, back up, back up. No, that's the last one that needs to be harvested. So, okay. So, actually... Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy done, I guess. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I know. I was looking at some of those inexpensive ones at on Walmart and other places there, which is just a flight stick. Yeah, but what I wanted is something that's kind of, you know, universal that I could use here, you know, for farming simulator as well as for flight sims, as well as for even racing car stuff, because I used to do some racing car stuff too, which is why I have this Thrustmaster wheel here years ago. So, you know, games like Crazy Taxi and The Simpsons, driving about town games and stuff. Wish I could remember what some of those are. We had those on the PlayStation, though. I think both of those on PlayStation. Which I still have an old PlayStation 2 with some games on that. And then, I can't even remember the 100-some-odd games that I threw out at the beginning of this year that I've had ever since, you know, the days of DOS. Before Windows 95, even before Windows 3.1. That, you know, at some point I was able to get them to work in various circumstances, but then I couldn't get them to work anymore. And I hung on to them with the hopes that I might get them working again, but I never did. And finally, the beginning of this year, I just said, you know what, it's just never going to happen. It's just taking up space, collecting dust. And I threw away over 100 games that I had, which, you know, is not a lot for some real hardcore gamers. But it was a lot for me because I hadn't devoted a lot of time to gaming in the past 10 years. And there was some that I really enjoyed. I mean, there's one of the first games I ever played was called Inexperience with 3D Modeling. Yeah, not really. I have Blender. I don't know what you're using, but I have Blender, and I can open it up and close it and and I have some animation software that I've never been able to fully understand how to use. So, but technically, no. Is that all we got now? I got to empty something here. So, no, not really. I've looked at the stuff, looked at the various tools out there many times over, and read some of the tutorials, and but just never been able to get a handle on it. I mean, it's really complicated. It requires some... I even have a bamboo art pad here, electronic art pad, that I have very seldom ever used because it's just, yeah, downloading. Okay, like to learn to model in 3D and create some mods for FS17. Oh yeah, I know, that's what I want to do too. But you know, actually, if all you want to do is some minor mods, there's actually some better ways to do that. Because I've been talking to somebody who does that, and actually one of the people that I've run into here in the gaming community is a young man who actually works for Giant. And, you know, I mean, I think he's just turning about 21 or so. And, but, you know, he's making good money working for Giant, and he knows how to use the scripting language, you know, LUA. And I don't know that he does any modeling or anything, but he knows, well, he claims he knows 24 different programming languages. So one of which is the LUA, which is used in Giants. So that's pretty neat, you know. That's I would like to learn to do that because I've, you know, over the years I have picked up some scripting and different things, Visual Basic scripting and Java scripting, and have done HTML and XML and other sorts of stuff. And if you just wanted to, you know, modify something that existed without, you know, having to modify the graphics, you just want to modify its capabilities, you can do that pretty easily, actually. And so it's just a matter of downloading. Have you been out 24? That's like learning 24 different. Oh yeah. Well, it is. It is 24 different. But the thing is a lot of them are very similar. You know, the only real difference is think of it as like the difference is the inflection, you know, or the order of the commands. Like if we start, you know, looking at some of the other languages around the world, it's kind of reverse notation, you know, to the way that we talk about the black cat. The Spanish talk about the cat that is black, you know. So it's really about order and sequencing in a lot of instances. And you can get the commands relatively easily. You know, you can get a sheet of the commands. So that's the easy part. The hard part sometimes is figuring out how it goes together or what the options are. So that can be kind of difficult. Let's see. Oh, there's where you are. I wondered where you were. I thought you were in the other side of the field there. So let's go over here. So yeah, so I think, you know, that's one thing I'd like to do too, is I'd like to build some mods. I have one mod idea that I haven't been able to quite put together. One idea that I had was about, in 15, was conveyor belts, specifically for the silage area, because it is really cumbersome, you know, and it wears me out taking the bucket loader up, scooping up the silage, and going over and dumping it into the biogas. And I'm thinking, boy, there ought to be something that could just run right down, you know, the silage aisle, you know, run that over on a conveyor belts that, you know, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, you know, that then runs all the way back and just dumps it into biogas. And all you have to do is run this thing down, dump it onto a belt that's, you know, on the edge there, which runs it down over and over into the biogas. I mean, I would change the way that works and include something like that. But they did create some belts here, which are pretty neat, especially for picking stuff up off the ground. And let me see here. We don't have any desktop audio, do we? Here, hang on just a second. When did the audio go out on this? Okay. Here, I'm just yakking away, and we don't have any. There it is. Okay. The headphone jack on this computer is a simple riding lawnmower. Yeah. Well, you know, and there are actually mods out there where you could pull something like that, and then, you know, get the graphics for it, and then you could put whatever information you want into it. And then it gets a little complicated if you're gonna, you know, just the XML for some of that, because you have to have. Oh, I forget what the name of the extra file is. There's an extra file. It's a mod file. Yeah, well, yeah, but you couldn't hear the motors and everything. So I got 2 things. I got my microphone, which is me, okay, and the sound from the game, which is plugged in through my headphones. But my headphone jack is a little skewy. And so if I don't have a little tension on the side of the headphone jack, it's not plugged in just right, then I don't get any sound through the headphones. And since that's also what you hear now in the background, we weren't hearing that before. So, okay. And sometimes I don't always get that. I'm not always. I get to talking and I don't listen. So yeah. But mods. So yeah. So just a riding lawnmower. There's one. I know that there's a mod out there, and it's really amazing. The thing goes like it's a lawnmower. It goes like 100 and some odd miles an hour, and it can hold about 1 million tons of cut grass, and it only looks about as wide as a tractor, but it cuts a swath as wide as 30 meters wide. So people have mods out there doing that stuff. Of course, I think that's overkill. I like something to be a little bit more realistic. Some people like something that just does everything today. And I know one guy out there, his name is another person, Grabby Latouche, Latoosh. I follow him, and from time to time when he's gaming, and he does some mod stuff too, and he knows some people that does some mods. You might want to look him up. A lot of times, if he's casting and I'm not, if he's streaming and I'm not, I've got him on auto stream, so he might show up on mine. It depends on who's streaming at the time. So I think I have preferential. I think he's number 2 on the list, or if somebody else started streaming before him. But anyway, yeah, Grabby Latouche, and he talks about grabifying his equipment. He grabifies it. So yeah, he's got and maps too. Maps would be neat too. And there's a lot of modded maps out there. Are you familiar with all the mods that are out there? You just got to be careful where you're getting them from. Because there's a few places I've gone to, and it's tried to infect my machine. I get a little cautious about stuff like that. Just want a small lawnmower with a bagger at the back to cut around the fields and collect the grass. A simple utility can be purchased early on in the game. Yeah, something that you don't have to spend, thousands upon thousands of dollars. Have to harvest 20 fields to be able to buy. I know what you're talking about there, so. Well, I am real happy with a lot of the changes that have happened here in FS17. There's a couple odd things that have popped up, some of the fields are a little bit difficult to get started sometimes with either a cultivation, plowing, or fertilization. Where, they'll start and then they'll stop immediately. It's like, why are you stopping? Oh yeah, there's just so much stuff out there, and so many different maps and games and modified maps and stuff. I've been out in the now. Have you downloaded the designer from Giants? Yeah, for open sourcing the yep. Well, a lot of games have gone that way though. I think don't they do that with Civilization and? Oh my goodness, I can't think of what other games that I've seen information where in theory, you can go out and create all sorts of DLCs for yourself, downloadable content that you can then share with other people. But it seems like Giants is a little bit more, well, especially with ModHub. They're keeping a bit of a rein on ModHub. So, as long as you're posting it on ModHub, as long as you're going to ModHub, then you're pretty certain you're not going to be, hitting anything that's a virus or whatever. But there's one machine out there I saw one guy with. It's called the Beast. And it's like this huge, truck trailer that you haul around with a truck. And you can put entire trees into it, and it just chews it up into wood chips. Which is neat. And I tried to find that to download it, but every time played City Sky. No, I haven't yet. And the only reason I haven't played it is because I've been too cheap to buy it. So I've got it on my intro screen, you know, a little cut about it on my intro screen, but I haven't bought it yet because I've been too cheap to buy it. Aside from the fact, you know, I'm playing Farming Simulator 17 so much, and Planet Coaster just came out, so these two things coming out and playing those. But no, it's one of the ones I'd like to play. You know, I had SimCity first. I had the first SimCity and 2, 3, and 4, and then I was done because it really didn't change all that much. You know, Civilization, SimCity, that stuff. Yeah. Building, like you were saying, you know, stuff that builds and develops and or what they call 4X games. Are you familiar with that term, 4X? Oops, did that wrong. Okay, I hit the wrong button and I raised the raised the thing. So anything's like, you know, some of the space games that I have played too. I can't even remember some of them. Not familiar with the 4X, and give me just a second here. Okay, so we go out to, I always forget what it stands for, but it's easier if I just go out and I just look it up real quick. So on Google it's okay, 4X, a genre of strategy-based video and board games in which players control an empire and explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. So that's what 4X games are all about, which I think is the type of stuff you're talking about. You know, it's like Civilization or, oops, hang on, let's see. Can't see my chat anymore. There we go. Okay. So 4X. So those are the types of 4X games. You know, where you, oh geez, what was it? I had an older game that worked in Windows 95. It's called Spaceward Ho. And Spaceward Ho is you start out, you know, on a world, and you have to build, and you get a scout ship, and you go out and you have, you know, certain, how can I say it, like warp points that you can go out, and that will take you to another system, planetary system. And so once you get to another planetary system, then you can, you know, you might have to combat others, or you can choose to colonize it. So you have to send colony ships out there. So you have to build colony ships so that you can send them out there, and you have to have enough population to be able to do that. So, and it was really a simple implementation of 4X. And of course, you know, you might go into a system where somebody else is showing up, and of course you want these systems because they have resources. So there's a lot of games like this, and then you might have a combat with them, you know, and so it'd be like typically a automatically resolved combat in many instances with a lot of these games. I can't even remember all the names of the games that I've had like that I don't have anymore, that I used to play. So, but right now I picked up Homeworld, but that's the new revised edition, but that's a little too complicated, I think, right now for me. And then there's, trying to think of what some of the other space games were that I was playing though. There's like, what was it, Sins of, hang on just a second here. I don't see it here right now, but it's, yeah. Sins of an Empire or something like that. I can't remember. It's on my list. On my Twitch page. It's just one of the games that I still have. And sunflowers. Wait a minute, this is not the one I wanted. That is not, this is the guy I wanted. Okay. Because we're doing wheat. That's right. So yeah, so those are really the types of games that I like, you know, is where you have to build up your technology or something. Oh geez, what was the one I was just playing to? Well, of course, you know, there's, what's the one, not Civilization, but, yeah, Beyond Earth. It used to be Alpha Centauri, and then they have the new version, Beyond Earth. So that's Sid Meier's, so I had those, played those. Sid Meier has had a lot of games I've really enjoyed playing. I have Pirates by Sid Meier's. Well, it's now, yeah, it's actually now Pirates by Sid Meier's. The original version was Pirates, and then there was Pirates Gold, and then I think there was something after that. I don't remember if I got anything after Pirates Gold, because then you know these things weren't working on my system anymore. But that's kind of nice. You know, you go out and you capture. As a matter of fact, I think I have one up on my YouTube site. If you pop out there, you could see the start of a game of Pirates out there. See what that's about. Because I had somebody who popped on and asked, you know, if it was worth buying. I think it's definitely worth buying. But then they also asked me about another pirate game, and I've never played, and I couldn't answer that question. So. But anything in which, you know, maybe you have to collect resources and you have to build something, you have to advance your technology, you know, and you may have to go in. I prefer not to go into combat, but, you know, in playing Civilization, you can't get ahead unless you fight. And inevitably, one of the AI is going to declare war on you. So, I try to be nice guy. I try not to go to war. But when I go to war, I go to win. There's no pussyfooting around. When I go to war in Civilization, it's like, okay, you know, what was it? Again, I have some of those out there on YouTube where I was playing Civilization 5 recently. And have like one of the other countries declares war on me. It's like, well, why are you declaring war on me? We've been friends up till now. I just think the AI is screwy sometimes in that. They just arbitrarily decide to declare war on me. Well, I say arbitrary. So how long have you been playing Skylines? I guess it's time for me to stop talking for a minute, huh? Or have you played Skylines? Are you playing Skylines? Linear gameplay, yeah, I agree with you on that. It's one of the problems I have with some of the role-playing games. You know, you have to do A before you can do B, and that just annoys the heck out of me. And there's no way you can ever get to C unless you do B. And so you can be stuck sometimes, and sometimes with some really stupid, in my mind, some really stupid kind of, you know, clueless clue. Or something you have to call. It's like, who would ever think to do that? You know, if you don't have a cheat sheet for that, you would never do that. It's not intuitive. It's very non-intuitive, some of this stuff. It's just for somebody to throw something in to screw with you is the way I look at that sometimes. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like sandbox aspects, freedom of movements, decisions, things like that, yeah. Well, and also, you know, I don't like anything that's too, what am I thinking of? Let's see, I want to say tactical. That requires too much micromanagement. You know, I bought The Sims back years ago, and I tried to play it once, and I said, okay, that's enough of that. If I have to constantly tell this guy to go to the bathroom to take a pee, we're done. I don't need to micromanage everything. I like this because I can go out and I can hire people. Let me hire you. You start taking care of that. Let me tell you what needs to be done. You take care of that, all right? One of the first games I played, I don't know if you ever played, do you play first-person shooters? I'm not real good at first-person shooters. I don't know what that is. Course play. So the answer is obviously no. Short answer, no. See, they're going to charge me for a day with this, whether I do a day or not. Ooh, I'm getting a little warm here. These lights can be a little warm. No, I don't know what Courseplay is. Tell me what it is, if you haven't already. I've been so busy yakking, I haven't gotten anybody started on cultivating or anything. But I'm kind of shy on tractors too, and down on cash, so I guess that's part of that. Well, let's see what I got going here, so I can kind of figure out where I need to go. We've got, okay, so I've harvested all these fields. I got these guys coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see, do we need to plow anything? Okay, so they're all plowed okay, so all I got to do is cultivate and seed. And fertilize. Cultivate, seed, and fertilize. Okay. See, it allows you to automate a lot of the functions similar to hiring helpers. However, you can have it run a combine and set up another tractor to unload the combine at a certain % from capacity. Set up vehicles to run from your silos and automatically sell your grains. No, see, now I know that some people were using something like that. You know, as I was popping around on Twitch, I know that there were some things like that, but I didn't know what it was called or what I could do. Was that only for 15, or did they have that for 17 now? Because I only saw something like that in 15, but I imagine, you know, whoever had created that might have it ready right now for 17. It's kind of like using the GPS too. I've seen people using the GPS and then also adding mods for soil improvement. Okay, so these two guys got to do that. It hasn't been debugged. Yeah, okay, well, that's fine. At least I know what to look. Let me write that down because, you know, I'll forget what that is later on if I don't write that down. So let me just write that down here. Called Courseplay. Okay. And I'll go out and look that up and see what's going on with that, because I would prefer to you know, be able to put hires on that. That's one of the things I've complained about in 15. Was it like, man, why should I have to go all the way back to the shop like they do now in 17? Okay, in 17, if you do a reset, it resets at the shop, not at your farm, and I don't like that at all. And it's like, can't I just send a hire to go pick that up and bring that in, or, you know, lease it and turn it back in? That would be nice. I would like to do that. Okay, this, as I recall, can be very interesting. So I may have to swap it out. We'll see. But first, we're going to try and line it up a little bit there and let it go and see if I can get out of here without hitting anything. There we go. Okay. And we got to get over to some of the cultivating and planting equipment. Oh, you got to go? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, take care. I'll see you in about 20 minutes or so. So wherever you're going, if you're driving, drive careful. But thanks for talking. I really appreciate the chat. It makes it go by a lot quicker. What are we at, about 3 o'clock? I got about an hour left on Farming Simulator before I get into something else. So take care. I'll see you in a bit. I always forget what can pull what. So I know the JCB is pretty good, 230 horsepower, and that the Deuce Far is the power horse here. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to cultivate. So I got to figure out who can pull the cultivator, and I think I can do this with the JCB without any problem. But I always got to check. So 180 horsepower, we can do that. And this is the seeder for that, but that's not what I want. Yeah, what I want is I'm going to have to buy one, and I don't really have the money for it. The plow is the one that's really tough, 225 horsepower. And I don't remember if the JCB can pull that or not. 225? Actually, it can. I thought it was like 245 or something. So I have no limitations on that except for the little red guy. This guy right here. So what can he do? Oops, I didn't really want to go that far. Well, certainly the trailers, because there's no limit on that. And he also is my front loader too. And he's got wide tires. I paid for the extra for the wide tires. I'm at negative 4,000. I gotta sell something though. I gotta figure out what it is I'm gonna sell and haul something to get it sold while I start these guys up. Matter of fact, I need to sell enough to get me that other cedar life. So that's like 96,000 I need for that, plus whatever I'm in debt, which is like 123,000 plus the 20,000 I just pulled out for the other. So I need about like $240,000. That's exactly what I need for a new harvester, as a matter of fact. So now I need $500,000. It just keeps growing, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. So you can pull this, no problem. But yeah, so we'll do this because I might need, if I get that seeder, I might need that. There we go. Gotcha. Let's get you out here and start cultivating the field. And we'll figure out what we're going to plant in some of this as we go on, because I know I'm going to want some more Samoa soy and canola and sunflower. It's just a matter of where I'm going to plant those. So let's go ahead and get this guy started on a higher. Let's get the Deutz Fahr here. I don't care about getting every last little bit of straw. On the other hand, I do want to get it off the grass. Oh, you raised it again. You're always annoying me when you do that. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Put this away. Yeah, you should have seen it before when I originally bought this tractor, this big, this Deutz Fahr. I bought it with extra wheels, so it was like, you know, double wheels on every wheel, which looks pretty cool, but doesn't really seem to give any advantage that I can see. But I couldn't get it in the barn. It was so funny. So it cost me $1,500 to get it on, and another $1,000 to take them off. So there was $2,500 wasted right there, huh? Oh, watch out for that tree. I didn't even see that. I guess I would if I had my lights on, huh? I'll pull this in tight. And let's see. I think for right now, this guy's going to have to go back for too long. Keep going past it, don't I? Okay. And we're loose here, so let me move him out of the way. And we're loose here. I don't know if I want to do it this way or not, but we're going to right now. Let's see if I can do it. If I can't do it real quick, then I'll swap it around. And it's really, really tough backing up with this guy, because the turning wheels are on the front. And there it is already. I cannot get it to go the way I want it to. There we go. We'll just run it up against the side there. It's funny stuff. Okay, let's see. All right, that's not working. Let's see how I gotta do this. It's always difficult on this trailer. Let's see, if I do it this way, it goes that way. I don't want it to go that way. I kind of want it to go that way, but not too much that way. Okay, that kind of worked in my favor a little bit, but this is so difficult. This is so difficult with this trailer. This is such... I really don't like this trailer at all. Okay. It's because of the way that works. Although it's good if you're hauling, if you're using the pickup truck to haul stuff, because it doesn't put a weight on the hitch like these other trailers do. But it is so difficult because of the way the wheels are in the front. It's so difficult to maneuver that. Okay. So much easier. Wrong pedal. There we go. Okay. Now I can figure out what it is I want to sell. So what's making me money? What's making me the best money, and where can I make it? All right. Let's see. I got a lot of canola there for 1,000 at Gomez Ridge Acres. Oh, got a lot of soy for 1,600 at Maplefield Mill. Okay, let's do that. That's a good price for that. Let's see how much of that I can do. So, oh, wrong button. Okay, this one. And no, let's do soy. Okay. Let's see. So we'll have to see how much we're getting here, but I ought to make a lot of money on this one. So let's see. I'm getting a total of, I think it's 25,000 between the two of these. 23,000. Okay. Comme c'est, comme ça. The thing is that in order to get it to Maple Field, I have to take it there by train. It's the only way I can sell it. So, but because I don't want to, that's the one thing. The great thing about this is I can put as much as I want to at the train station, and the train can carry a lot more than a tractor trailer. So I can dump it all at once for the same price. So the price won't dump on it. So that's kind of a nice thing, nice option to have there. Okay, let's drop it. So there's 23 out of the, 86 I had. I think I'm going to go ahead and put 3 times, let's see what that'd be. It'd be like 69. I'm going to go ahead and sell 69 of the 86 and keep the rest of it, just in case there's a great demand. while I'm growing some more. I got some more that's growing, I think. If not, I will have some soon. The one thing that's kind of interesting, though, is we have two cars, technically actually 3 cars that you can load up. I noticed the last time I was doing this. Where'd my road go? There it is, okay. I am not a good night driver, apparently. So there's the 2 open top cars on the train, which apparently holds a whole lot, because I've taken and put 23,000 before. It's like, 2 or 3% of the car. It's like, oh my goodness, this is going to hold a lot. And that would be something that I would use that Courseplay for, is just to have them go and fill up the bins over at the train station with whatever product, and have them do that automatically. And then I could sell that, because typically I get the best price for soybeans at Maplefield. Is that what's called, Maplefield? Again? Yeah, Maplefield Mill. Uh-huh. Whoa, hold on there, buddy. Get some more soybeans here. Well, if nothing else, I can pay off my debt. So another reason why I like this big old tractor like this is not just the fact that it can go pretty fast. It does what, 39. That's now, when I bought this also with the additional, the more powerful engine. So I think there's 3 engine options for this. So I just bought the biggest engine with it too. So paid the extra for that, and got wheel weights on it after I took off the double wheels. So it's not just that it goes fast, but it's got some power too. So going up hills and going down hills, and actually just getting off to a good start hauling the equipment too. If I was using that other little red tractor for this, it'd really be bogging going up and down the hills with a full load. Well, going up the hills, down hills, it'll push it past its speed limit, because that's what happens when you got an extra load of weight there, and you got pedal to the metal. All right, so I'm going to do this one more time for the soy, and then send the train over and sell it and get myself out of negative anyway right now. So I can at least get that piece done. And actually what I probably won't do is I won't pay off the whole loan, but I'm going to buy the I'm going to see if I can't buy. Matter of fact, I'm going to sell until I can buy that advanced cedar fertilizer. In the meantime, I'll just be sending the plow around, the cultivator around to cultivate all the fields that need to be cultivated right now. But 69,000 at 1,600, that ought to be enough for me to buy that. And then I can figure out what else I'm going to sell in order to get ahead a little bit and maybe pay back some of the loan. So that's what this episode is all about here, is just trying to get out of debt and, get the equipment that I need to do what I need to do. I think what I'm going to have to do at some point, though, is I'm going to have to replace this shed, put this shed someplace else. Which I think means basically I have to sell it first and buy another one. And I'm not sure about this shed being here either. I should sell that one too. But I'm not really happy about that equipment shed being there. There's actually another place I'd like to put that, although I don't know if I can do that, and that's over by that other little small equipment shed. The one that you actually start out with that has the fertilizer and seed, what I call them pods, the seed pods. But the ones that you have to haul around with a front loader. So I'm probably going to have to move all that stuff out. I think there's even liquid fertilizer there too. I'll have to figure out. I don't know if that's slurry or just liquid fertilizer. I think it's just liquid fertilizer. And I don't have a liquid fertilizer. I wonder if I could sell that. That would probably be the thing for me to do, is take the forklift and sell that. Since I got my hires, buying stuff anyway, why in the world do I need to do that? Okay, so the big thing for me to do right now is take the train over and sell that so I can buy the other equipment. But one way or another, I'm going to have to get this over here. And I'm going to have to get the harvester back, and before I have to pay another day's worth on that at like, what, 21,000 something for that. I mean, when you think about it, everything that I just harvested right there, the soy, I mean, I had some already. I can't remember how much I had, but it wasn't that much. But it's probably of what I'm about to sell at, say, about 100,000. So it's about 20% of my harvest is going to the lease of this. So I think, actually, even before I do anything else, let me just go ahead and get this back to where it goes. The thing, and that's another thing. I have to actually run this all the way back manually. So instead of, telling a hire to take it back. So I would gladly pay a hire to take this back so I can spend my time doing something else. Just like I would pay, a hire to go and pick up my equipment at the shop to bring it back to the farm. But that's not an option. So, not doing that. All right. Well, how about a little bit of music then while we're heading back? So, on the road again. That kind of sounds like the beat for it, doesn't it? Yeah, not a lot to do when you're just trying to, get some equipment to or from the shop. Helper G. Okay, well, hang on. Let me get Helper G on to something else, because you don't need to be sitting there doing nothing, right? Whoa! Because later on I might be able to use him. And I've got two planters, two seeders. So, one of them could be planting one thing and the other could be planting something else. So, of course, once I buy that other one. There we go. Let's get back around. So yeah, a lot of times when I do that and just leave them on the road and come back, there's 3 or 4 or 5 cars backed up behind them. It's like, okay, come on, man, you can go around, right? Do you know how to go around? Let me get in the slow lane. Try not to take out any signs in the process. Yeah, so we've been doing pretty good today. Already 2.5 hours into this 3-hour stream here with a little farming simulator, trying to build up enough money to get out of debt. The goal here eventually in this game is to, well, let's say eventually, the next goal in this is to either get some sheep on a sheep farm or start doing some wood stuff. Start making some money in wood. And I really kind of want to do wood chipping or logging. And it looks like Twisted was doing logging already. He took the simple way out there, it looks like. Got front loader. And you can get a log clamp with a front loader and chainsaw. So I guess the question I need to ask you when you get back here, Twisted, is are you carting each log to wherever using the front loader, or are you loading something up? You have a trailer, logging trailer you're loading up with that, because that would probably be the thing to do. That's still quite a bit of money, but I can see it happening. And I think the trees are a lot easier to clean up here in 17 than they were in 15. So not like those really odd trees that they have. These are a lot straighter, more like pine and that there was a bit of an issue with having these in here. Let's see how it works this time. Before I got rid of the machine, but it left the header, and I had to do, and there was, oh, doggone, wrong button, okay. And there was some machinations in order for me to sell the header after that. So, okay, so let's see. So we're going to, oh, well, so the header is the first thing, or return it. Okay. And let's see, now I'm pressing R again unless it won't let me do that. I got to back out, back in now to sell the other one. Okay, or to return it. Okay, it has been returned. Let's see who's doing what here. Okay, you're going to be pulling content, I think, or maybe the slurry. Pull a slurry too. Oh, that's right. I'm going to the train. Okay, let me get the train. Is the next thing, and it's not that train, but this one. Okay. So let's see. Move you up under the stuff there. Okay. So let's see, you ought to be able to unload or load, as the case may be. Soybeans, 69,000. There we go. While that's loading, I can check real quick. Are we still getting on soybean? 1612 is what they're going to pay me on that. I don't know why I would go to Wright Agribusiness with the sunflower when Maplefield Mill is still... See, they give the best prices for just about everything. Let's see if they'll still give the same price after I drop off the soy, though. Okay. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's loading it up. Ooh. So I guess both those are like the same one. So 69,000 was 57%. So I'm imagining this will hold 100 to 100,000 for that. And the one right behind it, like you can see here on the other side of the tracks there, there's a beet and a wheat. And so I actually hauled wheat here out to the maple field earlier, and it took the next car back there, and put the wheat in that one. And then we could also sell beets to Maplefield. So I guess those are the main things that they're buying from us. And everything else, so wheat and beets go in those two. I don't know, I wonder if barley would go into that too, into the wheat one. But just about everything else looks like it goes in these two cars. The generic cars is what I would call them. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And let's change the channel here. Oh, that's an online channel. Yeah, one of the things, the updates for the 17 is they added these online channels, which is probably going to cause me some consternation on YouTube, and maybe even something on this. So, which is too bad. I really like to listen to the music, but I also would like people to be able to pick up, you know, whatever's live. I want people to be able to hear the stream too. Whoa, we gotta stop here, man. I thought we were slowing down, but we weren't slowing down fast enough. Went too far. Gotta back up a little bit. There we go. Let's see, went too far. It's a little bit of a game here, so yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, stop. Okay, and unload. So we're gonna make a ton of money here. Let's see what we get when we get done. 111,000. So that certainly put me into the positive, didn't it? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to run this back around and get them back to the station, because I'm going to be selling sunflower and maybe canola the same way. The thing is, I can't load more than one type of product in at any given time, it seems like. Sunflower, canola, and oh no, that's the wrong one. Okay. So sunflower, canola, and what did I just, and soybean. It seemed like they all go in the same cars, and the two cars are kind of ganged together, so you can only put, one product in that. I thought it would have been nice if you could have put, one product in one and another product in another. I mean, like, really, am I going to be having 100,000? And if I am, I could just, use both cars for that, right? Okay. Too fast. Too fast. Yakking too much and not watching the track. They're going to have to back up a little bit. But not much for right now. Anyway, I like the horn. Come on, man. You don't have to go all the way back there. It does not stop very good. Train just keeps on a going. Okay, alright. So let's see, looks like the sun's coming around. I can go and buy, sorry, wrong place. I can now buy the sewing machine that I want, which is good. Let's go ahead. Which is this guy, right? Who can pull it? 140 horsepower, that's all that? No, that's not the one. This one, which requires 270 horsepower. So I only have one tractor that can pull that, and that's the green tractor. So, buy. But it does just about everything at 9 meters wide, and that's what I need. And I need it to fertilize as well, so we're going to buy that. I have bought it that. Okay. And I'm not going to try to buy down my loan right now, because I'm probably going to use 10,000 in helper fees here. So let's see. Let's drop off the trailers there. And let's go pick up my equipment. Woohoo! Well, that last beer got me, huh? So we're doing pretty good here. So for those who are just stopping in, we've been doing this for about 2.5 hours now. I got another half an hour on Farming Simulator 17. And if you're lurking out there, lurkers are welcome. Chat is certainly appreciated. It helps to make the game go a little faster for me. And besides, I like talking to people. So if you got questions or comments, or you just want to say hi, you can talk about this or talk about that. But I want to talk about me. You, but I want to talk about me every once in a while. So, but yeah, I typically stream Tuesdays and Thursdays from about 7 to 10 p.m. and every Saturday 1 to 5 p.m. Today's special, it's the last Saturday of the month. And the last Saturday of the month is kind of a marathon day for me. So right now we're doing Farming Simulator 17. Later I'm going to do Planet Coaster. We'll get into some Planet Coaster starting about. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to start at 4:30 or 5 for that, but certainly I'll. If you pop out to my Twitter and follow me on Twitter, you'll have the information because I will tweet that information as soon as I get done here. It depends upon how I feel at the end of this. If I'm a little tired, I got to get something to eat, of course, you know, before it gets too late. And I'm thinking that right after this would be a good time to do that. Did I get the right thing here, man? Yeah, seeded fertilizer. It looks like it's a cultivator, too, like it would do cultivating. So sometimes I think I make a mistake. And anyway, you know, follow me out on Twitter. I always tweet the games I'm going to play and what I'm going to be doing. And if you want to see some of the stuff I've done in the past, I've got mostly highlights, but also some game segments, 2, 3, 4 hours long, out on YouTube. So you can pop out to my YouTube. YouTube doesn't let me use my name yet because I don't know. You know, I got to get some kind of bonuses or something before they let me do that. But if you go out to my stream, go out to the Twitch and click on the link there, click on the YouTube, it'll take you right out to it. So uses some special gobbledygook number or whatever. Okay, so now's a time for me to figure out what it is I'm going to plant where. And I'm going to have to figure out what it is that I'm short on. Or going to be short on. So since I've already cultivated this field over here, I can start planting. This is what, 12. So it's ready to be planted. And I'll just double check on this. Looks like the Department of Transportation needs to come out and work on that sign that I knocked down. So let's see. A couple things I want to look at. Well, that really didn't impact soy all that much, though, did it? Went from $16.12 down to $14.98, so $124 a ton less. Meantime, I got sunflower. I kind of hate to do that. Canola. I can sell some canola. I can sell 23,000 canola without any problem. So that's probably what I'll haul off to market here in a little bit is some canola. And let's see what we have planted here. Well, first off, okay, whether or not it's fertilized, okay. Cultivated. So 12 is now cultivated. 14 is just about completely cultivated. Well, the guy at 14 thinks he's completely cultivated it. We'll check that out. And what do we have planted right now? So I have, let's see, so we have, which fields? 11, 22, and 23 are still growing. 11, 22, 23, and 26 are still growing. So I have ton of wheat. We got nothing growing on that half of 22. Oh, I thought we had planted something there. Oh, something's growing. That must be barley. It looks like the empty fields. See, I thought that was, what's that? I guess that's potatoes then. So I must have barley growing there. Okay, so oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. We've got sunflowers, more soy, and wheat, and a little bit of barley. Okay, so sunflower, soy, wheat, and barley. Sunflower, soy, wheat, and barley. So sunflower, I think we're going to be good on that. Soy, I think we're going to be good on that. Wheat, we're going to be good on that. And barley, we should be good with that. So I'm pretty much open to just about anything, including corn. Corn doesn't make a lot. So whatever this thing can grow, which I think does not include sunflower, but does include canola. So whatever this planter can do. So let's see what it can do. It can do wheat. And I know I looked at it before, but I always got to look at it again. So wheat, barley, canola, soybean, oil radish, and grass. Soybean still draws some pretty good money. But I know the other one can plant soybean. So why don't we have this one do canola? Because I don't think the other one can do canola. So that's what we'll do. Canola. Okay, so we'll see how fast they can get through doing the canola here at 9 meters wide. This will really speed up my overall planting. So you think you're done, but I thought, no, that looks like it's done all right. Okay. All right, we'll get you started on this one here. How could I optimize this? Let's see. Let me get back out here again. Go to the garage. 145. Ah, yes, 145. Yes, it is. 140 for that, but 180 for the Disker. Okay. So I can put that tractor on this other one. Good, let's do that. Okay. So you go ahead and get started there. And what we'll need to do is, first off, get those trailers out of the way because I know they're going to be in the way. It's just fact, Jack. And we'll talk about selling more content a little bit later on. But for right now, you go there. And we'll get this other planter and get you started on the other field over here. And you know what? I might do some corn because we haven't done some corn, but I don't know. Corn doesn't really draw a lot. Sunflower, though. Okay, sunflower then. We're right here. I think sunflower's good. So we'll get you started on sunflower. I'm planting me some sunflower. Sunflower, sunflower. I need my medication now. And so I wonder why it hopped over that. You know, I noticed that it's like the field's got little dips in them or something some places. And so it'll kind of hop over those areas. But that's okay. I got some planting going on here now. Oh yeah. And you know what? I didn't know this until I was doing a multiplayer with somebody else, but I never really thought about it either. But this guy can haul some stuff. The problem is that it's better if he's able to use the other trailer. because this really weighs on the hitch, especially when it's loaded. So let's see, I'm going to try and see if I can't set these guys up a little bit. It's just really tough with this other trailer because of the way that that wheel system on it works. Because it's got those, it's the front wheels there. It's like, how do you do that? See, and it just starts going without me too. I mean, I barely even touched the gas in it, and there's a, let's see, so. Ho-ho, there we go. Okay, all right. So, this is just the toughest, the hardest one ever to do. And of course, I'm pedal to the metal right now, trying to get these guys around the corner. It is not the easiest thing. And it'd be better actually if I can be started the other way, because I won't be able to turn around too easy either. So the other thing I wanted to sell, I think, was canola that I could sell over there at Maplefield for a pretty good price. So let's try and do that. Canola. My canola. So 23 and 23 is 46. And I got these guys working out here. That's pedal to the metal. Oh, this thing says it only goes 75. That can't be right. Oh, this guy tops out at 76. I must have the cheap one. I thought I could have sworn that I saw Talking Tohi with one of these, and she could hit 100, and it showed a max of 123. And she was hitting 100. I must have the cheap pickup. Either that, or maybe there's some adjustment for the load I'm carrying. That would be interesting if it actually adjusted for that. I'll have to look for that after I finish hauling this. Yeah, watch this. Whoa! Well, I'm going to have to mark that down. I mean, it's pedal to the metal right now, and it's just barely getting up the hill. Okay. That's what I get for turning my head away from the wheel. This is why you don't text and drive. Alrighty. So you can see I had left myself at over $10,000 in the pool, but with all the workers doing everything and buying, you know, the fertilizer and buying the seed as part of the process, you can see that they're using quite a bit of, they're whittling down my funds pretty quickly. Okay, so we got, okay. Say, oh, we think we're done. Alrighty. So you're done planting. You were planting canola. And this guy can plant quickly, which is actually the whole goal of this, is to be able to plant very quickly. Okay, so we were doing sunflower over there. What can we do here? So we just did canola. Let's see what else we got again. So let's see, soy. We got a lot of soy coming up. Well, canola, I'm pretty much wiping out canola, so let's go ahead and get some more canola going then. We can do some more canola with this guy. Or we could do barley. You know what? Let's do some barley, okay? Because we only got that little bit of barley coming up. And it's so seldom that I actually do barley. But being close to the barn here, barley cleanup is pretty easy. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And Helper C is completed, which I kind of figured that was going to happen. And where I really want Helper C now is down here getting this big plot of land. Or actually, yeah, because they just finished that one. Let's do this one. Alrighty. Try and get you in there. Alright. There we go. All the way to the edge. Well, you're going to be done with this in no time. This is great. This is a great one. Yeah, certainly expensive, but I think well worth what we paid for it. Oh, stop. And 23 tons of canola. But you know what? Actually, I wanted to not do that yet. So there we go. I'm just going to go ahead and get the rest of the canola. And I know one of these tractors, I haven't been paying close attention, but at one point I saw one of them needed some more fuel. So we're going to have to get it over to some more fuel. You fuel you. Yeah, it does take a little while to get some things done, but now that I got the bigger equipment here for planting and fertilizing and for cultivating, overall it's going to be a lot faster now to finish getting everything planted. So once everything's planted, I can really begin to advance the time a lot sooner to get to the next planting. Because I don't like to advance the time, you know, if all we're doing is, yep, more canola. Halfway through the planting, because then I wind up with, you know, and I've actually had it before where I have Really? Oh, that's the little one. Okay. I've had it before where I have the field in a single field in like 3 or even 4 different states of maturity of development, and so it's like, wow, uh, that's really, it's not just annoying. It really does make it tough to get your timing going, because you got to keep coming back to that same field with the same equipment while you're trying to get another field with the same equipment that's in, like, 3 different states of maturity. And so I find it just it's a lot easier overall if I get whatever fields I have ready, get them completed as much as possible. Completed, seeded and fertilized, and where others need to be fertilized, at any time, get all the fertilization done. Just works out so much better. And then I can come back and I can harvest all those fields at once, but I don't want to harvest all my fields at once. I don't want to have to harvest all of them at once, because then I wind up having to do what I just did a little while ago, and that is I have to hire a harvester for $20,000 just to go out and harvest a couple of fields. And so that's way too much. So, yeah. All right, but we're going to take this and sell this and see how I'm down now to about 3,600, and I haven't finished planting all my fields yet. And it says Helper H has completed his task. I think that's the big cedar fertilizer. Woo-wee. Well, I'm starting to get hungry too, so I think it's good that we're getting close to a point where I can take a break here. My clock just hit 4 o'clock. We're going to take a few more minutes on this. Yep, this guy right here, which is what I expected. Boy, he's fast now. It is so fast now. Let's fold this up. Let's see where everybody else is at. And he's finishing up on this harvesting. What, sunflowers here. He's probably not going to do that last thing. I'm going to have to do that manually. Oh. You don't like it when I leave them in the halfway point of them folding stuff up like that. Let's see, is this the one? No, this is the one. Okay. Are you in a spot to load up? You look like you are. Let's try. Load up canola. My canola. I got me some canola. All right, I'll quit. That's right, I got 2 loads, so 46,000. And Helper G has completed their task. Okay, that should continue. Oh, Helper G. Okay, this is Helper G. So we're going to do this last part manually, just to make sure I get this lip over here. The great thing is it really doesn't spend any more seed than is necessary in order to do this. My goodness, this thing moves at 14 with this. Am I planting? No, it says it's not planting, so it didn't hit the B on that. I could have sworn I hit the B on that. To be or not to be, that is the question. Oh, because I don't have seed. And that's why it's good to go ahead and have seed. I don't really want to do that. That's why it's good to have seed in the bin, because you can't do it manually, and Helper F has completed their task. Well, good for Helper F. And helper I has completed their task. Whatever. What the heck? What are all these helpers I got out here? I got a lot of helpers out here, don't I? Wrong pedal. Okay. So. There we go. So now I got seed. Come on, I should have some fertilizer here. Okay. Really? We're gonna play with this, huh? Alright. Now, which one of you is seed and which one of you is fertilizer? That's seed, right? And that's fertilizer, right? Okay. So what's, or is that seed and that's fertilizer? One or the other, one of you has got to come out of there. Let's see. So you're going to be that way, huh? I'm too hungry for this. We're going to fix this baby up pretty good right here. Let's see. Because I'm not taking any of that. I'm not taking any crap. Now, who wants to die first? Let's see. Alrighty. That should be just about right. All we gotta do is just slip in there. Okay. So this is fertilizer, right? No, this is seed. Okay. So seed over here. Blue seed. Let's put that baby down. Alright, you're gonna be that way, huh? Alrighty. Let's do this. There we go. Okay. Yep, just, you know, got to get some stuff organized here so I can move forward with whatever it is I want to move forward with, because it's going to be a pain in the patootie here if I don't move this stuff out of the way. All right, so and the other piece of this is, when you know what, the beam's always right in the way. The stuff's always right in the way. You don't have to be in the way, you just are. Alrighty. Now let's see if we can get some fertilizer in this as well. I see. This is the fertilizer over here. Okay. So now I see. I gotta remember to turn my wheel. Okay. To the right, and back it up, and back it up, and back it up, and back it up. Okay, now, finally. That was just really annoying. And that's all I got. Okay. And it's gone. Now, I don't think the other is, I think, liquid fertilizer. So I don't think I can put that in here. Nope, doesn't like that at all. Because I would need to have a liquid fertilizer. Yep, okay. But at least I got some fertilizer in here for now, and that was painful. Alrighty. And now I can do that last little tiny, annoying little strip. That didn't want to get, that the hire doesn't want to do. And just before I do that, let's see. Let's get this guy up. And get him on a field he can get started on so the other can catch up. There we go. Alrighty, alrighty. So just about ready to get that done. Woo, man. I'm feeling those hunger pains are just coming up. I'm going to have to get me some kind of something here for dinner coming up real soon. I've been noticing lately, right around this time too, is when I start to get hungry. Which has been very interesting of late. Okay, and so we're going to manually do this. And finish off this little edge that this helper is just too good to do. and settle down. Well, we've just about achieved part of the goal for today. Which was to get out of debt, and get some equipment. Well, I've got my upgraded equipment now. Not exactly out of debt. Still got about trying to think what it is, about 120,000 or better. All right, so sunflower, sunflower, soy, soy, sunflower. Let's do canola here. Can we do canola? Well, I don't think we can do canola with this one. Let's do corn then, okay? So we can use some corn. And I don't have a corn harvester. Do I? Why not? Because I had a corn harvester with the other harvester, but I sold that harvester along with its headers. And the only harvesters I have for this right now is the sunflower harvester and the general harvester for wheat, barley, canola, and soy. Soy's still bringing a lot. Well, let's see. What is a corn harvester? What does the header cost for this? I think is the place to go with that. So let's see. Oh, I'm going to be cutting this short before too much longer here. But I just kind of wanted to get this stuff Rostelmash. There we go. 32,000. Oh, that's right, because it was 33,000 for the sunflower header, which goes 9 miles an hour, which is a reason to have that. But the corn header here only goes 6 miles an hour. And it's supposed to do sunflower too, but in reality it doesn't do that. So I'm trying to be a little bit of a purist here. So that's why I'm doing this the difficult way. So I need 32,000 if I want to do corn. I really don't want to spend another 32,000 right now. I need 240,000 for another harvester. And I'm 120,000 in debt still. So, all right. Well, that'll fix itself pretty quick as soon as I get the next piece here. I may try to do some logging though, kind of the way that Twisted was talking about earlier. Let's see. Where did they move all this stuff to? There's chainsaws. Yeah, that's only 1,000. There it is, forestry equipment. That's what I want. Well, that trailer's cheap enough. $5,000 for the stump dropper there, and I can put that onto the red tractor that I got. Right, because it'll go on a front loader, right? I think this machine cuts. Pretty sure. Oh, no, it won't, because it needs to have a PTO. You can see right there, it needs a PTO. So that little red tractor won't do that. We got any mods here? There's IT Runner, but I don't have the the piece to run to do that. So it looks like I'll have to get the Flegel at 17,000. and then I can sell logs. So that might be the thing to do, is go ahead and do, so 17,000 for logs, that's not too bad. And a chainsaw. And what? And then I also need the log picker upper. So and then 5,000 for that. I think that's going to be the cheapest there, really. And for front loaders, where's front loader? Oh, there it is. Okay. And for that, I can use, there we go, the log fork for like 800 bucks. That's nothing. Is there anything else? That's pretty much it. Okay. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing the next session, is trying to pick that up. So, but I don't want to do corn here. That's the whole point. And I don't want to do beets because I got to buy that equipment. So I think we're going to be planting sunflower here. Okay. And higher. I wonder how quickly this machine is going to catch up to the other one. Let's see. Okay, and this was doing barley is what we did there. And I know, let's see, I think I got a big field of wheat over there. What is that? Isn't that wheat? Let's see. Oops, too far. This one right here is, yeah, I got a huge field of wheat, so I don't want any more wheat. But certainly more soy. I could use some more soybeans, so. Yep, let's do soy here. Can we do soy here with this planter? Yes, I think we can. Yes, we can. So, hire them up. Okay, so that sounds like that's the plan. We're going to be finishing this off tonight. Just a reminder, 7 to 10 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays typically. It's going to be either Farming Simulator or Planet Coaster most likely for those days. Just take a look at my schedule. It's there. I keep it updated on Twitter. So if you're following me on Twitter, you'll get the tweets of what I'm playing when. Generally about an hour before I make the final decision, but if something else is coming up, any changes are made, you'll get the tweet on that. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll be up to date on that. The next I'll be playing Planet Coaster today. Now I'm going to take about a half an hour to 45 minutes break, and I'll come back and play some Planet Coaster. So I'm going to post that up on my Twitter feed. Also, if you follow me on YouTube, I put up highlights of the games that I play up there, as well as some full components of the games. There's some full streams, so you can see those. So go ahead, and follow me there or subscribe there, and you'll get the updates when those come out. What else? Oh, on Steam, if you're on Steam, you can find me on Steam as well. Just do a search for Flailed Doctor. And if you will friend me there and follow me there, that would be great too. The best thing you can do for me on Twitch here is follow me on Twitch. I appreciate that very much. I want to thank Twisted for following me today, the boss for popping back today after following me the other day. It was really nice. And the Leaf Pokemon, the Bomb, for following me too. He's one of the most recent followers, as well as Sweeping U5. All of these guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And for the time being, I guess, we're just going to call it right here. I'll go ahead and let these guys finish what they're doing, and we'll pick it up with New Harvest. Hopefully I'll have New Harvest maybe on Tuesday. And we'll start moving into some lumberjacking too, I think. So I like Twisted's idea of how he's doing that. I think that's the simplest way to do that, and we can make some money with that. So see you later on today with Planet Coaster, and other than that, see you on the flip side. So as soon as I get to my screen,